Yo,
Check, check. Yo, can you
yo, can you hear me?
check, check? How's
Oh yeah,
now?
way
It's good,
better.
right?
Yeah, awesome.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, so I saw some working out session.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. You toned down. You look strong. You look like you can crush someone now. You know, you have the advantage with your size, height, and now with your training. It looks like you can smash someone now.
Are we doing this now or?
Yeah, we're already doing it. I started.
Oh, that's awesome. Wait.
How do you guys celebrate your opening ceremonies? Like over here, like you light up an oil lamp and then you have the traditional dancers and they'll have like a drum session with a dancing session and then you will light up an oil lamp.
I mean, it depends. It really like Indonesia. I guess I told you this like a million times when we were still in Auckland. It's a country consists of 13,000 islands, and then
Hell yeah.
you have so many different race and so many different culture. Like so, it varies, man. Like if I go like 1 hour away, it's already a totally different culture. So
Okay.
like the way it started, it depends. I mean, if it's just like a general international thing, then it'll be quite similar what you have outside. But
Okay.
I mean, if it's a traditional thing, then it really differs from region to region.
All
Like
right.
Balinese, they would do it differently, and then where I live with Jakarta, we have this people called the Betawi people, which is the indigenous people of Jakarta. They do it differently, and then it's sort of like a mix between the Sundanese, which is the West Javanese, and then
Okay.
even Java Island itself. It's divided by three, so you
All right.
have Central, West, and East, and all of that
Okay.
is already different.
All right.
Even the language is different. It's
How many
pretty.
languages do you guys have? Like Indians have like hundreds of languages. So how many languages do you guys have?
Let me Google this shit. Even I don't know.
Fuck, dude, you want to Google that shit?
Yeah, man. How many language Indonesian have?
I can do that
It's
myself,
a lot,
dog.
bro.
Yeah.
You should, bro.
That was good hearing from you. Like, you know, like you said.
300 different native language.
Without you Googling it, though. All right. It's cool, though.
300 different language. 300 different native language.
How many can you do?
How many can I speak?
Yeah.
I can speak Bahasa. I can speak a little bit of Central Javanese, which is where my dad is from. But
Okay.
even like Central Javanese itself, the core it's already vary. Like I can do the street one, which is the very we call it kasar. It's like the street sort of language. But
Okay.
then like the Central Javanese language of the elderly, it's different. It's very polite. Like you do a lot of body gesture. Like when you
Okay.
pass an elderly, like you have to bow a little bit, and then it's different, man.
All right. Interesting. And when you came down here back in 2013, you noticed a lot of similarities between the rural villages in Sri Lanka and Indonesia, right? You were like, man, it's not even funny. It's so similar, right? You said that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess being in Asia, we have this sort of tie between us. Like even, yeah, I mean, like there's so many similarities, man. Like even the culture itself, like the rural area, the village, and then even some of the food. I remember you have what you call the devil's chicken, if I'm not mistaken. There's
devil chicken. Yeah.
one dish. Yeah, we have it. We call it ayam setan, which is devil's chicken. Which
Whoa.
is so it's pretty mind-boggling, man. It's pretty rad.
I remember your chicken, the one you used to make back in the day when we were students.
Oh, the one that made Tom drink water every spoon.
Spicy. And it's so fucking tasty. It's a fusion of two different things. It's so hard to eat. Me being like, coming from an Asian, country, spices, like, being used to spices. It was still fucking spicy. And at the same time, it's so good. So the more it burns, the more you want to eat. You remember me, right? I used to tear and curse you,
I know.
and then praise you at the same time and have it.
Remember Tom when he ate it? Like he's
Oh, he
like the
almost
dude
died.
is like very fair, right? So
Yeah,
every
he went
fucking
red.
spoon, it just went red. It just
But he
went
liked it,
red.
right? Yeah.
He liked it. He liked it. He liked it.
Tom is
But
like
so
hard white. Yeah.
I love Tom though.
He's
So
changed though.
that
Yeah, yeah.
particular that particular dish is from a region called Manado. It's in an island called the Celebes Island, Sulawesi Island. So it's
Uh-huh.
actually quite far from where I live. So they like spicy food. So
Okay.
that particular food uses 3 different types of chili, that's why it's so spicy.
Whoa,
Like it's pretty
man.
fucked up.
You made it when you came down to Sri Lanka, but did you have the right ingredients to get it right? I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
I think yeah, I mean Sri Lanka. It's pretty
Similar.
easy to find it's pretty similar to. It's pretty easy to find the sort of spices I need to make that dish. So, oh, that's pretty crazy how time flies.
Hard, but it doesn't
Jeez.
feel like that, yo.
It doesn't feel like that, man. It just feels like yesterday. But then when I look at your kids and then you look at my daughter, it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, time
She was
flies,
only
bro.
3.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
was like almost 3, I think, 2.5 or something.
Okay.
Now she's like, dude, she's already wearing a mini set, man. You know, like those kids, bra. Like, I'm pretty stressing out right now. Like, dude,
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know, like, yo, stop growing up. Just stay a kid. You know, I don't want to have fucking boyfriend coming to my house.
It's time to upgrade your arsenal.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a fucking gun, man. Like, seriously, I'm gonna get a fucking Glock. And then every time there's a boy come, I'm just gonna, punch my punching bag outside. Shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's kind of cool. You were training like with an opening to like a street, and I could see scooters passing by. That's like really cool.
It's in my garage, man. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I'm gonna insert those clips if you don't mind.
It's fine. It's all good. It's not the best clip though. It looks very unprofessional.
No, I mean I understand that you
it's just my wife. My wife sort of took some candid videos of me.
Well, it's still usable. I mean, it's just a little insert on the side while
all
we.
Good.
Cool. So how is training going? Oh, sorry, you were.
Training is good. No. I mean, training is good. Like, after I got back from Auckland, I sort of, how much I love food, right? I just fucking love food. Like, I can eat, and we used to get high all the time, and then I always got the munchies really bad, right? And we used to munch, and then when I got back, it got really worse because I stopped exercising.
Okay.
So my fucking weight hit the fan, man. I was at one point 134 kg. I don't know what's that in pounds, but yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah. That's a lot. Yeah.
So I was 134 kg, man. Like, dude, like I was big, and then my hair was like fucking big, right? So I look like I look like an obese version of Maui.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I guess now with my daughter, and then I had a really traumatic experience with my dad, right? My dad died when I was still in high school. He had a stroke.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have that. So I'm trying to be a better father for my daughter.
Oh, hard out.
I'm trying to be healthy. I guess this doesn't help, but apparently it's healthier than normal cigarette. I'm trying to quit.
Okay.
So give me some slack here. But I managed to cut down my weight from 134. Now I'm still 116 to 118. I'm trying to hit 100. So I'm trying to lose another 16 to 18 kgs. But yeah, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress.
That you will achieve that, judging by the videos I just saw. So I wish you all the best with that. Yeah.
Thanks. I'm trying. Like, but I love I love training. Like it's become some sort of an addiction at this point.
Yeah,
because it's such a good. Yeah, once you get into it, because it's such a good stress relief. And now with the pandemic and everything, you got nothing to do. So the boxing really helps. Like Muay Thai really, really helps.
So you're training Muay Thai, like mixed martial arts or Muay Thai?
At the moment, still Muay Thai. Maybe after this, if I can lose another 15 kg, then I'm going to start looking at maybe Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, that's hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one amazing fighting
Well,
discipline.
one of the reason I'm training, besides I'm trying to be healthy, is also I'm doing a movie next year, and
All
it's
right.
action based. There's a lot of fighting, so
Okay.
as a director, I need to get the basic at least in my blood. So I'm
True.
trying to relive my sort of martial art
Yeah.
blood again. I lost touch a long
Okay.
time ago. So
Nice. So you have mentioned to me back in the day that you did study some style of martial arts when you were a kid or something like that.
yeah, I used to do karate.
Okay, karate. Shotokan?
Karate. It was Inkai Forki.
Okay.
We have this Indonesian version of it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's Shotokan or something. I
All right.
got through, I think, brown belt.
Okay.
And
So
then
that's almost like okay.
It's almost like another step to black belt, but then I
True.
stopped because
Ah,
it was too much, man. It was it was too intense. I ain't karate kid, bro. Like I didn't have that mentality back then, so I
but
was like, yeah.
but since you had a background in martial arts, like brown belt is, it's not like a yellow belt, it's a brown belt. So I'm sure that comes in handy now when you're training. That
Yeah,
experience,
true.
I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the level of discipline. So that's what I remember from karate, because you need to have discipline, because it's about memorizing a lot of move, like doing the kata. There's a lot of movement, and even for
Yeah.
a young kid, it's pretty hard. So that's the sort of discipline that I remember now. And for me, it's just about being consistent. That's
Okay.
that's the thing, because right now I'm stuck in 116 118 kg, so I'm trying to break that sort of the wall, but you just needs consistency. Like, me, I still love to eat, so I have my off days where like I would do a week of training, and then the weekend I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to eat, and then suddenly my weight just goes poop 1 kg, 1.5. So yeah,
what sucks, right? Like you get people who can eat as much as they want, and nothing happens.
Dude, I think if it's a game, they're using a cheat code. That's my point of view. Like I have a lot of friends like that. Like
if the world was a simulated reality,
yeah, like some of my friends, dude, they eat more than me, and like when I breed, I think I gain like 1.5 kg. Like they can eat as much as they want, and it's still they're still fucking skinny.
No belly,
like, no belly,
clothes
nothing.
fit well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you and I are on the same boat. Like, I mean, if I eat, like, that's it for me. It's over. So,
but yeah, I mean, you just have to be consistent, I guess. That's the only way. I mean, in life, you just have to chase something. It's all about the chase, man. It's all about the chase.
True. So, have you? What was your recent shoot? Talking about dreams that you chase.
Dreams that I chase. Yeah, I mean, I just got this very interesting project. With this whole pandemic and everything, we just had a 3 months lockdown here in Indonesia. I don't think it's as tough as a lockdown as you have in Sri Lanka or even in Singapore.
Okay.
We don't even call it lockdown. It's almost like a semi-lockdown sort of stuff. Like it's a work from home sort of approach. So yeah, but I've been stuck at home for like 3 months. I did one commercial before the lockdown, and after that it was pretty much nothing. And then I did one more for Milo.
Okay.
So it was pretty interesting. I think you can show the clip. I mean, it's about inspiring people. Like even in this sort of times of our uncertainties and everything, you still have to do something. So that's pretty much the approach. But then there's this one interesting project that I just did. I mean, we're still cooking it. We just finished offline editing, so right now it's in the online editing process, and it's a theater musical. It's pretty interesting. Like,
wow,
I don't have a theater background at all.
Mm-hmm.
So when they approached me to do this, and it's a collaboration between me and this theater director, which I really admire, Mia Johannes. She's quite well known here. She's quite big. And then it was love at first sight, man. Like her vision was just amazing. And then we sort of collaborate, and then it was pretty interesting because the way we approach directing, the essence is still storytelling, but then the way you approach it is it's a totally different ball game. Like the way she approaches it, if you can imagine, theater is a one show sort of thing. Like
True.
you would rehearse, and then you would do workshops, acting workshops, rehearse, and then you only have that one time where you can't fuck up anything. Like basically you have that one window and there's no cut. Like in filmmaking, you can hide in cuts. Like
we come from a background where we can cut. Yeah.
Exactly, you can cut. If you think like the performance is not right, you can cut and you redo it again. They can't, bro.
True.
So like that creative process is very interesting to me because like the way we discuss it when we shot that project. So she was asking me, is it possible if we don't do a cut for each cast? Which is, I was like, well, really? So like each talent we shot like per take, it's like 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
It's like there's no cut. There's
long
no
takes.
cut.
Okay.
It's a long takes. And then it was so mind blowing because the whole process, the character development, the acting workshop and everything, it was super intense. And it was it was mind blowing. It was such an eye opener for me. I felt very humbled to be a part of it.
All right. What was your role? Were you directing or?
We have two directors, basically a theater director and I'm a film director. So my job is basically to execute her vision of theater and then bring it into a film sort of execution.
All right.
So it's a collaboration.
That's really interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and then it's for a good cause. We're doing it for charity, so there's no money involved. Like it's a pro bono thing. I'm not getting paid. She's not getting paid. The whole production is getting paid. And when we started talking about this project, it started from a very simple sort of idea. Okay. Like we want to do it from it's sort of like a remote shooting. We want to do it with a smartphone.
Okay.
But then you know me, my team, we're sort of crazy. We always try to push the limit. True. So in the end, we shot it with proper camera. We shot it with Red Monstro.
Whoa. Okay. Must be looking good.
I like the offline. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Like even the format we're using, it's not 16:9, it's 9:16. So we're using a vertical video.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes, because we're trying to conceptualize the what do you call the symbolization of being restricted by this condition with COVID and with this pandemic and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like you're still constricted in this.
Yeah,
this very limitation of walls. So that's what we're trying to express. Like even in this constriction, you have to move. Like you have to have that sort of drive where you want to break free. So that's the reason why we choose that format. It's pretty interesting.
So
it'll be air on the July 23rd. I think you guys can watch it. It'll be on YouTube.
Okay.
Should be
what's the duration like? It's
at the moment it's around 14 minutes.
Okay.
14 minutes.
And did you shoot that aspect ratio? Was it shot native or you shot it with a different aspect ratio and then you reframed it in post?
I shoot it with the native ratio and then I do it in post. Okay, so it's interesting because of the whole COVID protocol. Yeah, I can't have the whole. We have 9 talents, by the way, 9 different casts.
Okay.
So we can't have all the casts in one sort of time frame. We have to basically put them in different timelines so it's safe because we can't have more than 5 people on set because of the whole COVID protocol.
Yeah.
So what we did, we shot them on green screen and then later on we sort of mixed them together. Yeah, composited it in post. It's very heavy post. It's very tiring for my online editors, but
I'm so looking forward to it because your work normally looks beautiful. So I'm expecting.
Thanks, G.
Some eye candy here.
I hope so.
All right.
Let's see. I mean, it's for a good cause, so
True.
I believe if the intention is good, if it's for love, if it's for positive energy, I believe the universe will conspire to make it happen. So yeah,
true. I agree with you. I mean, I
That's
wasn't much into that stuff back in the day, but like now I understand a lot of that stuff.
You
So,
were
yeah.
pretty skeptic back in the days, bro. I remember you. Like,
Yeah, elaborate.
yeah.
Like, I want to hear it with your own words and go hard on it. I have no issues. I want to know
No,
it. I
I
want to
mean,
see
like
myself through you.
your perception on religion and everything, you were pretty skeptical, man. Like I remember you like fuck that, fuck this, fuck that. But now I see you. I think it's also because you have a family now. So I think your perception
Probably.
almost like your perspective changes. Because having a kid sort of changed that, right? Like
Hard. Yeah.
now like I really appreciate life, man. Like
True.
everything I do is for my family.
Mhm.
So like you know every second counts now, right? Like
True,
you're getting old and then your kids just grow and grow and then you just have to be thankful and grateful, I guess.
True.
You know.
I agree. Well, you didn't elaborate though.
Well, you know, it's just
No, I want you to go hard, man. I want my listeners to know this, and I want to know it. You know, like I want to know. I like to like. I want to see it, like because you understand how to tell stories. I want to see myself like 14 years ago, 14 years ago. What was I like?
Well, you know, you're cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that now, the way I look at you, I think you become more positive.
Okay.
I mean, back in the days, you like to distance yourself first from some people. Now, I guess you still have that anti-social sort of thing, but you're pretty open to people now, so that's good.
Okay. Oh, okay. True. Yeah, I have this thing like if I don't connect with the person, then I delete the person. It's a bad thing to do, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, life is short, so
True.
you know.
Yeah, but I will always remain weird, and I will die weird. But
Dude, it's all right.
I would die an improved version. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I like about you, man. You got to stay weird.
I'm like super weird. That's what my own family members tell me. Like, yeah, you're weird.
Well, yeah, all my friends says I'm weird as well. That's why I think we connect because
true,
weird
true,
people.
True. Yeah. What does your missus say about you?
Oh, dude, like my missus just basically said it's with me and my daughter is like having two kids.
Oh, okay.
You know,
same
like
story
it's
with
like
me.
like it's like I'm raising two kids. Like
that's what she says. Yeah.
My daughter is such a drama queen. I'm such a drama queen. Like you know, I'm super moody. I'm such a bad morning person. I wake up in the morning now. I usually can't wake up in the morning besides when I'm shooting. But now I wake up in the morning because I like to do. I'm planting a lot of vegetables now, so I got to wake up in the morning. But
I do that too. Okay.
Yes, survival mode, bro. You know,
true hard.
But you know, like I'm still I still don't like waking up in the morning, so I'm pretty moody in the morning. Like I can't really communicate well. Like my wife would, dump a lot of questions on me, like, yo, well, what you want to do and blah blah blah, and I just kept silent. Like in my heart, it's like, can you give me like another 2 hours before you start, blasting me with all these questions? Like my brain's just not working.
That's
don't screw my brains, man. Let's just have let me have my morning, let me have my morning. Let me breathe in the energy, and then bring the love. Like before that, I'm just an asshole.
Cool. But it's nice to have them in our lives, right? I mean, our wives.
Dude, of course.
I mean, after mom, like, once you, like move out of your house and once you settle with your wives, they're like your mom. They take care of you.
Dude, like I think there's a saying like you end up marrying your mom.
Yeah.
I think that's about right. I mean, like
true.
We sort of I think that same sort of energy that your mom have, it sort of attracts us to them, like
true.
And then I look at my wife, and then they have that's also funny because my wife and my mom are actually now closer than me and my mom, which is that proves something.
Yeah, same story.
I think,
right. Please, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Because I think they sort of can relate on a lot of things. Well, so yeah, I mean, I don't think I can live without my wife.
They are
like,
dealing with the same creature.
they are dealing with the same creature. Exactly. So they
That's how
need
they
each
connect.
other,
That's
and
how they
then
bond. Yeah.
yeah, like my
Same
my
story.
wife needs some, fucking direction from my wife, like how to deal with this motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
but
And
yeah, I
does
mean, I love my.
yeah. And does your mom like consult your wife if she needs to approach you sometimes?
Yeah,
Or
of
does it
course,
not?
of
Yeah,
course,
yeah. In my
of
in my
course.
situation,
Like,
it's like that because I'm like a bit of a, hot tempered dude at times. Or when I'm like
oh,
when I'm
dude,
yeah.
I'm I'm the same. I just had this funny experience. Like my daughter just stayed. I think a couple of days ago, my daughter was at my mom's. No, she was like, "Bye, Daddy. I'm gonna stay with Nana. I'm not gonna
Okay.
see you for 3 days." And then she went to my mom,
All right.
and then you know what she told my mom? She was like, "Yeah, I need to get away from Daddy because I need to have a break from his anger."
Oh, okay.
I was like,
All right. Okay.
damn. So
And
yeah, and then my mom. Yeah, you were saying, sorry.
it's shocking how kids understand shit nowadays, huh? Like, I
Oh,
mean,
dude,
sometimes I'm like, what? How old are you?
dude,
Yeah,
I think the way kids nowadays, the way they process information is
you're making
different.
me drink water. Yeah,
The way kids process information nowadays are different, bro. I think it's because now, like, the stream of information is just going to their brain like fucking wire, like it's
true.
just instant and it's coming from a lot of places, which
Yeah,
sometimes can be good, sometimes can be bad as well. But at the same time, I think they develop this sort of approach on things that are way more advanced than the way we approach
we
when we
were.
were their
Yeah, true.
age.
Hard.
Exactly, hard, man. Like even like that sort of line comes from an 8-year-old. Can you imagine? Yeah, I need to take a
Yeah,
break from Daddy and his anger. I was like, whoa.
yeah.
That was like, whoa. And like I because of the whole 3 months lockdown, I had to do some bedtime stories with, I had to read bedtime stories to my daughter. And
Okay.
I run out, like, I can't read Hans Christian Andersen stories anymore because she already
Knows
went
them
past
inside
that.
out.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and then in the end, I start reading Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, and then she absorbs it just like that. Like, it was mind
Okay.
blowing. She
Whoa.
understands the story, she understands the gist of it, she knows what it's all about, and
Yeah.
it's pretty intense for an 8-year-old, but she gets it.
Wonder what the world's gonna be like in like another 15 to 20 years, man. I mean, it's gonna be
Uh,
completely different.
oh, dude, I mean, tell me about it. Like, you're pretty locked on all the conspiracy theory, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk about that shit, the world, I think, is just going down after this. I think it'll be, one world domination,
New
and
World
then
Order.
new world order shit. I don't know. It's a possibility. I don't want
Oh,
to look at it that way.
I reckon it's happening already, man. Like,
Yo,
it's
yo,
happening.
yo, yo. You know,
When you look at
yeah.
all the superpowers, like Uncle Sam, and how they you know systematically invade poor countries. Like, I mean, I'm living in a country where the Americans want it and the Chinese and the Indians want it too. So,
Dude, it's the same. I think with superpower countries, it's the animal kingdom, man. Like,
true.
the powerful will always
The
steps on
empire.
the
Yeah.
the empire will always steps on the little ones. It's just
Yeah.
That's just how the world works, I guess. So I'm trying to block all that. Like, I'm
True.
trying to just focus on the positive. I'm just trying to focus on the
That's
good energy.
what I was just gonna say. There is no pointing bitching about it because what can
yeah,
you and
bro.
I do,
Like,
right? Like, I mean,
yeah, exactly. I have no power on that. Like, I can't go, like, I can't, like, change things. What I
yeah,
can do is I can do small things that is in
true.
my control
Yeah,
that can help change things in my environment with the
yeah,
people surrounding me, and then hopefully it'll have a ripple effect that hopefully it'll generate something bigger. But that's the only thing I can control. Like,
hard.
I can't go to fucking Donald Trump and, like, dude, motherfucker, can you just
You
shut the fuck
suck
up? I
at
can't.
what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, how
Yeah,
can
you
we do
suck
that,
at
right?
what you're
It's just
doing.
dumb. It's a waste of
We
time.
can't. It's a waste of
Yeah,
time.
We got our own lives to take care of. That's what I
Yeah,
realized too.
my only voice, the only thing I can do at the moment is through my work. Like I can do projects that I think has a voice. That's the only thing I can do. Like at the moment, I'm trying to do green living. Like I'm into this foundation. You know how much I love diving, right? So
Yep. Hard.
I'm into this foundation where we sort of built this foundation from ground zero, and then we work on coral revitalization. So basically, and rehabilitation. So we go around Indonesia, and then we make this thing called artificial reef. It's basically it's basically artificial reef made out of steel structures. We have artists, like Indonesian artists, make this sort of steel sculpture, and then we put it underwater. We use this technology called the BioRock technology, and then we grow corals. That's one thing that I can do as small thing that I can do to help humanity, I guess.
Yeah,
it's nothing big, but
I didn't know about
at least
that.
You have to, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called YTR in Indonesia. It's called Yayasan Terumbu Rupa. It's basically we work with corals, like we grow corals.
Do you have any video clips that I could maybe share? I mean, if you have.
Yeah, of course. It's on YouTube. I actually did a little documentary case study on it, and then it won an award. I mean, it's nothing special, but you know, it sort of have the gist of what we do. I'll send you the link after this. You can even show it if you want a little clip of it.
Excellent.
Cool.
Yeah. So you are an excellent filmmaker, musician, cook, obviously family man, husband, father, all that, and
professional eater. I'm not much of a cook. I can cook a bit, but I call myself a professional eater.
Back in the day, we thought that you could cook because, like, I only knew how to make Maggie, scrambled eggs, and that's it.
And then I introduced you to another poison. Remember, Indomie.
Damn, man. I mean, unfortunately, it isn't available here. But whoa.
I'll send you. I'll send you a box. How's that? I'll send you a box. I promise. That.
Whoa!
You just give me your address. I'll send you a box of Indomie.
All right, man.
And you know the funny thing about Indomie, we used to eat a lot of Indomie. Remember back in the days, I was so excited because I was working as a meat packer. I was doing a side job to make ends meet back in Auckland, and I was missing home so much. But I really want to prolong my stay in New Zealand. My visa is almost running out. I was doing jobs here and there. I can't get a contract work because stupidly I got a major in directing. Like, who becomes a fucking director the minute they get out of college, right? It's pretty hard. I should have got into fucking editing. Like, that was dumb. But anyway, I love directing, so that's what I did. But then I ended up being a fucking meat packer in Pack and Save. And then I was missing home. And then Indomie has this very particular smell about it. It's like this instant noodle has this very particular smell, especially with the Indomie goreng, the fried noodles. And then I was having a lunch break in the employee cafeteria. Okay. And then suddenly I smelled that particular smell. I was like, whoa. This is Indomie. This can't be right. And then I start scanning the place, man. I was going from table and table, and then suddenly there's a friend of mine called Fatali. He's I think either he's from Samoa or Tonga. I can't remember.
Okay.
So and then I look at Fatali, and then in his fucking plate there's a fucking Indomie, and I was like, Fatali, where did you get that? And it was like, I bought it downstairs. And I can't believe they actually sell fucking Indomie in Pack and Save. So I just went downstairs and I whack a box, man. Like, that was pretty rad. And then what's so funny about this story, and then, you know, I introduced you guys to Indomie. I came back to Jakarta. I started my career as a film director, whatever. It was, you know, rough patches, but then I got there. And then, believe it or not, now Indomie is one of my clients. So it's funny, like, we used to have the stories about Indomie, and now I'm shooting commercials for them. It's funny, man. It's funny.
Where life takes you, huh? The funny thing is with
the
our
best
batch,
Indomie I've ever had is.
You go ahead.
No, you saying the funny thing about our batch is what?
The batch, you know, we had like 125 students, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to Indomie, they remember you. Indomie is linked to Bona. Sometimes I get messages from Tom, like pictures, and he's like, "Look what I found," and it's Indomie. Yeah.
Oh, like Indomie is crazy. Like, uh, they had a famine back in Africa, right? There was people were starving, and then so our the Indonesian government were helping them, and then Indofood, which is the company of Indomie, were helping them as well. So they sent a lot of Indomie to Africa.
All right. So
they sent a lot of Indomie. So, and now it got popular. Like, I kid you not, they have an Indomie factory in Africa, in Nigeria.
Damn. Okay.
And then if you ask people from Africa where Indomie is from, they will say it's from Africa.
Oh, okay.
Like, because they didn't know it's actually from Indonesia. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. Like, you can Google it. You can see it in YouTube.
Okay.
Like Indomie, Nigeria. They have commercials in Africa for Indomie. It's funny, man.
All right, but it's still run and operated by an Indonesian.
It's an Indonesian family. It's a very rich Indonesian family. My clients, I've worked with them for a few commercials. So yeah.
Okay. Nice.
The story of Indomie.
Yeah.
The best Indomie I've ever had. I'll tell you the story.
All right.
I was traveling with my wife in Iceland.
Okay.
And Iceland is so damn expensive, right?
All right. I haven't been there, so I don't know. Okay.
Oh, dude, like I had dinner with my wife one time, and it wasn't a fancy restaurant. It was a good restaurant. It was a decent restaurant, but it wasn't like 5 Michelin star, whatever. It was just a normal restaurant in the harbor. And then we had dinner and blah blah blah. We didn't order much. It was just we shared a main course, we shared an entree, and then we shared a dessert, and then just 2 glasses of wine. And I kid you not, it's almost €300.
Whoa. Okay.
So yeah, Iceland is pretty expensive. So, we always wanted to go to Iceland. I love Iceland. One of my favorite band in the whole wide world is Sigur Rós, which I really respect. And then I love landscape. I love traveling, as you know. So then when I went to Iceland, like I told my wife, I think we gotta be tight with money. So because we're traveling the whole country, man. We hired a small camper van.
Did you drive?
And then I drive because my wife can't drive, right? So I drove the entire shebang. So we brought. I mean, it's not much. It's not like we brought a box of Indomie, but it was quite a bunch of Indomie. And then we went to this place. We met up with a friend. So 2 of my friends came from Indonesia, and then we sort of met in the middle. There's this place called Diamond Beach. It's a glacier beach. It's pretty mind-blowing, man. So basically you have a beach, but you would see like melted glacier, like ice rocks basically being pushed to the beach. It was super cold, and I have my Indomie, man. So I asked my 2 friends, how long have you been traveling outside Indonesia? It's like it's been a month. Do you miss Indomie? Of course, I got Indomie. So then I took up my stove in the camper van, and then we cooked Indomie in the middle of a fucking glacier, and it was the best amazing fucking Indomie. Oh, dude.
Oh, okay.
I tell you.
Whoa, we got to do that.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Indomie session. I've kind of refrained myself from having instant food, but I do.
Yeah, man. You got to, especially in our age right now.
It's so addictive. Like it tastes good, right?
It is very addictive. Like I used to eat Indomie almost, I think, well, not really daily, but in a week I would whack at least 3 or 4 packages of Indomie, especially when I was in Auckland because I was so poor. I was so poor. I was a fucking student, so I have to live out of Indomie.
Yeah.
And then I remember how happy I was when we went to Chinatown, and they have this little Indonesian store called the Surabaya store, Toko Surabaya, and they actually. Yeah, and then I remember the cashier. She jumps out because she didn't know I can speak Bahasa. So I was waiting, in the counter, and then suddenly I speak Bahasa, and she just went, "Whoa, you can speak Bahasa? I thought you're Maori." "No, bro, I'm not a Maori. Kia ora, brother." No, I'm not a Maori. So that was funny, and then
that's because because of your structure, your size. Yeah.
I guess so. So, but nowadays, dude, I probably eat Indomie like once a month. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying. I'm
Me
trying
too.
to
Maybe
limit.
once or yeah. Still love it, but it's just that yeah. I'm
Yeah,
trying to be
dude, you
careful.
know,
Yeah.
we got to stay healthy. You know, we gotta stick with the natural stuff, man. Like
Too hard.
I make juice. I make juice like probably like 4 times a week now. Like I make my own juice. Like
Nice.
I'm actually plant based now, bro. I don't know if you know that.
I think you mentioned it.
I
Yeah.
I can't call myself a vegan, but I'm a plant-based eater most of the time.
You don't eat-
Sometimes I have my break. Like if it's on the weekend, I still love meat. I can't really stay away from meat, like
Yeah, I feel you.
purely. So Monday through Friday, sometimes Monday through till Saturday, I just eat vegetables and fruits. I don't even dairy. I don't even eat dairy anymore.
Whoa, that's great, man. That's hard to do. So great.
It's quite hard, but I'm trying, bro. My last poison is this, I guess.
What's that?
The electric cigarettes.
Oh, I haven't. To be honest, man, I haven't really tried that. Like
it's I have an addiction towards tobacco, right? Since even
remember I used to like try and stop you from smoking back in the day. I have video clips of me like doing that.
Yeah. I would love to see that shit.
Yeah, I have a lot of videos from our time.
I remember one time because you didn't eat pork. Remember back in the days?
I still don't.
You still don't. Yeah,
it's not a religious choice. It's just that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Eat pork, and then I remember we were so stoned one time. We can't even.
That up. Yeah. Go ahead.
You was gonna bring that up. Yeah, can I bring that up, or you want to go to bring it up?
No, I want to bring it up like way earlier when we started, but please go ahead.
That was funny because we were so high. We went to Burger King, and then of course I always go. Remember, you have the triple XL burger that only exists in New Zealand. It's the All Blacks burger. It's basically triple stack cheeseburger, man. It's so big. And then you would always get your Whopper, if not mistaken, right? The double Whopper,
double
right?
Or triple Whopper, yeah.
Yes, Whopper. Exactly. And then I would always have the extra bacon one, like fucking gigantic, big ass motherfucking burger. And then we got so high, we can't even go to our house. We just end up in the parking lot, remember?
Park in my car, yeah.
We can't even go inside. We were so high. We were smoking again. I was like, dude, I'm having the big munchies. This is munchies hard. I got to eat this fucking burger. And then we opened the burger, and then I was eating the burger. You were eating the burger, and then and you were eating it, and you're like, oh, this is so good. And I was eating the burger. I was like, I don't think this is my burger. I think
we were so gone though. Yeah,
we were so gone. So we would just keep eating. And then I look at you. I was like, dude, I think you're eating my burger, and there's bacon in there. And then you look at me, and you're like, you're giving me that I don't give a fuck sort of look, and you just keep eating it. And then I keep eating it. I was like, whatever, bro. That was good though.
Yeah. Did we exchange or did we continue? We exchanged at some point.
I think at some point we exchanged, but that's after like four.
I think I had
four bites.
I had about 3 bites, I think, maybe more.
Three bites.
I remember about 3. I remember the crispiness. Like, I mean, I do admit that it tastes really good.
Bacon is love, man. Like, I love bacon so much that I would consider bacon that it's not pork bacon. Like they have substitute bacon, like turkey bacon.
Yeah, my kids love it. My kids love it. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, if it ain't pork, it's not bacon.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, you're cheating. Yeah, I get it.
But
they're okay with chicken bacon and turkey bacon.
No, it's all good. Yeah. I have a lot of friends who love turkey bacon. It just doesn't rock my world.
It's just not right for you. I understand, because bacon is bacon. Yeah.
Bacon is bacon, man. It's just that layer of fat. It's just the perfect amount of fat. So as you fry it, as you put it in the heat, that thing is just, it's that juiciness that makes it very, I don't know, man. The taste is just poof. It's bacon.
I feel you. Yeah. How was your trip to America? You visited the place twice, right?
The first time I went there was for the LA Cinegear. So you have this big film equipment expo. in LA. So I have a film rental equipment in Jakarta, a small one. So I went with my partner there, and LA is great, man. I mean, like besides their politics and whatever, but I love America. Like,
oh hell yeah.
And LA, I guess it's a different sort of California, sort of different sort of place. It's nice. It's very diverse. You meet a lot of people. The food is great. Like you, dude. Like I go to places. I have a few friends there, and then they took me to places. Like I had the best ramen I've ever tasted, and it's in fucking LA. Like I've been to Japan. Japan has the most, like the best whatever Japanese food because it's Japan. But
true.
When I went to LA, it was mind blowing, man. Like this ramen was just so good. And then LA is good. The film expo is great. It was funny. Like the first time I went there was basically I was there to study. I wanted to know what sort of new in the film sort of equipment area. Yeah. And then I saw a lot of crazy gears that Hollywood is using. It's just mind blowing. Like their industry is just so advanced, like
they're years ahead. Yeah.
They're years ahead, and it's crazy. But then, the second time I went there, my music video was actually nominated in the in the film fest there. So it was funny. So the second time I went there was to basically receive the nomination. So, and then last time I went there,
I love that video. By the way, I had to interrupt you and mention that before you go too far. That was
thanks.
Really artistic, and I'll be dropping a link on just below.
That music video was shot in a place sort of like it's my second home. It's far from where I live. It's almost like it's 2 flights away.
All right.
It's an island in East Nusa Tenggara. It's the eastern side of Indonesia called Sumba. I love Sumba. Shout out to all my friends in Sumba. I mean, it's a small island. There's not a big population there, but culturally and then like scenic, the view is just mind blowing, man. If you go there, it's just hills after hills after hills after hills. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went there, and the music video was nominated. It was fun. And then last time I was in LA, I was going there with my diving friends because I was getting my certification in for my cave diving. So I was doing my cavern certification because I'm training for cave diving. So in Mexico. So LA, I just had to stop in LA for obvious reason because it's legal there. Okay. Weed is legal there.
yeah, hard.
coming from Indonesia, where it's it's very highly criminalized here. Like you can get fucking, dude, you can get the death penalty here. So going to LA was just so liberating in that sense. I'm not like there's I don't know if you know, you probably knew like the whole legalization thing. There's a plus minus on it. I guess the plus side for people like me who likes to smoke it, it's highly available. But then on the other side, there's a lot of monopoly that's happening. So like the original wheat grower that exists in California right now are suffering because now it's just big corporation that's taking over. So that's pretty fun.
But that was bound to happen, right? I mean,
that's bound to happen because
as soon as
licensing, licensing, they monopolize licensing. So that's fucked up. But I like to smoke weed. It's legal there. So, So yeah, that's one of the reasons. Like the second time I went to America, I didn't have to go to LA. I was going to Mexico, but then I made a stop in LA, and it was fun. Like it was pretty cool. But Mexico was mind blowing. Cave diving was just so cool. You know how much I love diving, but then cave diving is a different kind of level, man. Like I was just speechless. I feel so zen.
Okay.
The minute you enter a cave, because your diving have to be spotless when you do cave diving. Like your buoyancy, buoyancy is about neutral buoyancy where you have to stay steady. You can't go up and down. You have to stay still, like a fucking robot. Like you have to be so calm. You have to be very in with your environment. You have to basically stay calm. And then you just stay still, man. You don't move. That's the perfect buoyancy. And then you need that in cave, because in cave you have stalactites, you have stalagmites that's already been there for, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years, like hundreds of thousands of years. And then if you break it, then you know you're breaking something that's already been there before you were born, like way before you were born. So you got to be mindful of that. So yeah, it was great. Going inside, total darkness. The only thing you can see is basically what your torch is pointing at.
Okay.
So you feel very zen, man. You can hear your heartbeat, and then you have to rely to your buddy.
Okay.
So the buddy system in cave diving it's basically very crucial. Like one tiny error, it could cost you your life. So yeah, it's nerve wracking, but it's so zen at the same time. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So how do you get into diving?
How did I get into diving? It's a long story. So it started when I was dating my wife. I think I always wanted to go diving because you like the mountains. I know you love the mountains.
Yeah,
right?
I live in a mountain. Yeah.
You live in a mountain. Exactly. I love the mountains, but I am very in love with the ocean. Like
I feel
if I see the blue, I just go mental. Like I just want to take off my clothes and just jump into the water. That's how I feel about the water. So I always wanted to experience diving, but it was something that's, you know, quite far from me because I live in Jakarta. So I don't know that if that option is possible or not until I met my wife. And then my wife's best friend at that time was getting married, and then she was getting married to a scuba instructor. In Bali. So Bali is a totally different place from Jakarta. It's a beautiful island.
Yeah.
Scuba diving is really big in Bali. So I went there, and then you know, my wife introduced me, and then so he's a scuba instructor. Oh, that's interesting. And then, you know, we spent some time in Bali, and then I was like, should we try this? And then he told me that you can actually do what you call a scuba discovery. So it's a scuba try. So you don't really get your license, but what you do is you can actually try scuba first in the pool, and then you go to the ocean, but they still basically hold you. So you don't have a license yet, but you can experience scuba for like 2 times. So I did that, and I was like mind blown. And then I was like, all right, this will become more than a hobby for me. This will become a way of life for me. It's something that's, in the end, it's not a hobby anymore, man. It's like I look at scuba as something that's part of me right now. Like I love the oceans, I love fish, I love corals, I love everything about it. So 2011, so that was 2010, 2011, I got my certification, my open water certification. And then it was just running after that. And then I got my advance, and then I got my rescue. And then, you know, I was already in the film industry, and then the film industry, it's good to have a scuba license. Then you can also do some diverse skills where you can actually do underwater photography, where you can actually do underwater filmography, videography. So it's pretty cool. So I got to shoot like some of my commercials. Like I did one recent one where I shot 33 days in East Nusa Tenggara. I went to 6 different islands. It's called Story of the East. I think you can put the link or something in that. If you see that commercial, it's a tourism commercial. All the underwater footage I shot it myself. So yeah. So in the end, you know, I dive everywhere. I dove in Sri Lanka. Remember? We'll get that in a minute. So I drove in so many places. Even in Iceland, I dove in Iceland. Like I was so crazy in diving. Like everywhere I go, I need to dive. So Indonesia, I think almost most of the scuba spot in Indonesia, I dive for it. I don't think it's already every scuba spot. There's so many, but I think around 70 to 80% I've been there. I've done a lot of live on board. Live on board is where you stay in the boat for like a week or 2. And then you just go diving. So like you wake up diving, you sleep after you dive, you wake up again, you dive. You can dive like 4 or 5 times a day. You sleep on the boat. It's very cool. And then in the end, I got the foundation. Like we we built the foundation, and then I got more into that, and then I got more into conservation and stuff. So in the end, it becomes, it's very rich, man, scuba diving. And then I get to a level where I just want to experience, different level of scuba diving.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends, they go free diving, which is very cool. And maybe one day I will try that. But then I wanted to go to a different sort of diving. So one of my friend, who actually I got him into diving, and then he sort of introduced me like, hey, I think we should try scuba diving. And then the whole, the whole setup is different. Like normal scuba diving, you have what you call a back mount, where you have the air tank in the back.
Okay.
And now I'm doing a setup what you call a side mount, where you have the tanks on your side. I have two tanks. Yeah, so I have two tanks on my side, which is totally different. So I started to learn that. And then I started to get serious about it. I found this one instructor, he's my Shifu. And then he introduced me to another Shifu. So I have two Shifus now.
Okay.
And then it's just super cool, man. And then voila, I suddenly end up in Mexico with my instructor, with my Shifu.
All right.
And then I experienced cave diving for the first time, and I was just blown away.
All right.
Like I'm supposed to go back to Mexico to finish my certification, but then COVID happened, so I gotta push it back to next year, I guess.
All right.
So yeah, that's diving, man. Like, dude, it's mental, bro. You would see like things that you would only see in Nat Geo, if you can get my drift.
I understand what you see.
I've scuba dived with giant mantas, man. Like, I look fucking small. Like I've scuba dived with sharks. I've scuba dived with whale sharks that is the size of a bus.
All right.
Like in Mexico, the last time, because I just didn't do. We were on live on board before I went to cave diving. So we were in this island called the Socorro Islands. It's a islands archipelago, consists of three different islands.
All right.
And I kid you not, when we went diving, dolphins, man. We were surrounded by dolphins, and then you can hear humpback whale singing in the background. It's mental, bro. It's mental.
Right.
Like.
It's something that I've never experienced in my life. So
I want to try to drag you into this world, because it's the world is dying, and I don't know if that sort of scene would still be exists in like 20 or 30 years, because coral is dying, so fish will die. So you feel like you're a tiny speck of dust when you're underwater, because suddenly you're in an environment where you don't have a control. Basically, the ocean controls you. So you gotta stay peaceful and stay zen with the ocean. It's actually a very dangerous hobby, but it's very worth it. It's super worth it.
Have you ever encountered any dangerous?
Oh, of course,
creatures?
Of course. Creatures. Because I think the dangerous creatures are human, man. So, like, I dive with sharks, and they're cool as long as you don't, as long as you don't poke them or anything.
Okay.
But I've encountered dangerous water. If like I dove in this place called Biak, and we were descending down, and there was a super hard down current. So from 1 meter, it just took us to 38, just like seconds, man. We just went.
Okay.
So we knew that the current will be strong. So we already have we have hooks that's attached to our BCD. So we had to hook on the reef, because the current was just so strong, and then people were already scattered. And then at that point, I was so scared, because you can't even move, man. You were just holding it. I was like, oh, the current was so strong. And then I was very concerned about my wife, because we were split. So the whole group was split. So I had to basically crawl. I had to crawl and then look. Okay, I got one, and then I give it to the guide, and I got another one, and then I give it to the guide, and then we sort of had to crawl our way to safety. But that was crazy. That was super strong, and then that was crazy. That was crazy.
Whoa. Okay. Like
But it's life. If you die, you die. You know,
I understand.
I've known people that live to the age of 80, 90. They're still smoking.
Okay.
So, and then I've known people that are like the healthiest person that I've known in my life, and then by the time they're 30, suddenly they got a heart attack. So
True. Well, I mean, we take a risk the moment we get in a vehicle to drive. We take a risk when we get in the plane.
Exactly.
We take a risk when we poke food in our mouth. So
exactly, bro. You just got to be positive and just live every day like it's your last.
Tell me a little bit about Mexican food. Iceland
Mexican
and Mexico are two destinations that I want to visit and I haven't been yet. So,
okay, Iceland food is expensive.
Yeah,
but the salmon, the salmon is really good. Like if you're there, just try the salmon because I think it's the region, right? You get Norway. Norway is the best place to get salmon. So anything that's comes from the ocean is really good. And Iceland, I've tried the best lobster roll I've ever tried in my life. And that was in Iceland. That was just crazy.
All right.
But Mexican food is really good, man. Like, but the funny thing is, because I stayed in LA first before I went to Mexico, so we were munching tacos already in LA. So by the time we got to Mexico, I love tacos too. But imagine munching that for a week straight, and you just keep munching tacos, and then you go to Mexico's, and all you can get is fucking tacos and burritos.
Yeah.
So in the end, you sort of like, okay, maybe I gotta get a bit of a break from tacos.
Okay.
But the food is good. Like Mexican food is good. Mexican food is good. Like we tried this thing called chocolate clam. It's basically a clam, but it's called chocolate clam.
Okay.
Oh my god, man. Oh my god. Like it's very fresh. It's you taste the ocean every bite, and it's so good. It's raw. It's basically raw clam.
Oh.
So it's almost like eating what do you call the one that you slurp?
It's not coming to my head right now.
The aphrodisiac thing. Yeah, I know. That thing, right? So I can't remember either it's chocolate clam or chocolate mussels. I can't remember. But it's super good. It's super sweet. You can taste the ocean, and then they put their chili sauce. I can't remember what is it called. It's made from habanero or something. It's really good, man. And then you drink either you drink the tequila or mezcal with it. Oh Jesus, it's so good. It's so good.
All right.
Mexico is beautiful. People are nice. Yeah, Mexico is definitely. I'll come back there.
Compared to Hollywood movies, how dangerous is Mexico?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you watch the last Narcos, you probably think that you don't want to go to Mexico and whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things that are true, I guess. But the places that I went, I didn't go to Mexico City. I went straight to Cabo San Lucas because we were on a trip to Socorro Island. So Cabo San Lucas is like a tourist place.
Okay.
So it's considerably safe, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see anything that's out of the Narcos sort of script. I do see a few, military guys with guns, but I guess, I have that here as well.
Oh yeah, it's not.
And it's, it's
common to us.
It's nothing big. I didn't see like people in open trucks with fucking M16s or AK-47s, and then they're like shooting us. So, I mean, it's pretty, it's, I guess, but Mexico City might be a different story. According to my friends, the crime rate is pretty high, but it's a considerably safe place to go, man.
Okay.
We're not from Europe, right? You're from Sri Lanka. I'm from Indonesia. We're
violent,
so,
man. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're sort of used to that. So it's like when I went there, it's like, compadre, yeah. Yeah, it's nothing new. So then the second place I went was Playa de Carmen. I went to Tulum. Tulum is where all the beautiful cave system is in Mexico. So that place is beautiful. I went to the pyramid. Oh my god. And you love your alien story, right? So I actually went there. The ancient alien site.
You went to sites, okay?
Yeah, I went to the sites. It's pretty. it's pretty crazy, man. Like it's pretty mind blowing. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about aliens. We've always had this debate back in the day. Like, what exactly is your opinion? Back in the day, you used to say that you don't believe in aliens, but
I never said that I
angels.
don't.
Okay, let's not.
Nah, I want to correct you on that one. I never said that I don't believe in alien. I just felt a bit skeptical at first, but I'm always open to it. And then, like I really love alien movies, like Close Encounter of the Third Kind. I love that. And then what else do I love? E.T. I love a lot of alien movies, man. Anything with aliens and monsters, I'll watch it. So anyway, I'm always open, because right now I think my opinion about it, my whole perspective about it is the universe is so big. There are so many things that you can't really explain. As human, our advancement in technology has improved so much, but then we still have our limitation. There are things like we still don't travel in light speed at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So we can't really reach places that are, far away. We can see it from telescope. We have different technology using radio wave and whatnot, and that sort of thing. But there's still, limitation on that. So there are things that we still can't explain.
True.
And then there are already there are already some research, and there are already some evidence. If it's not evidence, I don't know, but that's what they call it.
SETI, research.
SETI and everything, stating there are actually life beyond Earth. You have pieces of asteroids, pieces of meteors that's already here, and then there's proven of bacteria. So I mean, if there's life if there's a singular form life in outer space, why can't it be like, actually intelligence life out there? So, it doesn't really what do you call collide with my belief in my religion, because I think in a way, if you really believe in God is so big. He could create anything, man. Like the universe is just humongous. It's limitless. So yeah, that's my perspective.
God in your own understanding. This is your own version of God, but like, tell me about God.
Yeah, I mean,
the way you understand and feel and sense and connect with God.
Okay, and I study psychology, right? So
yeah,
for me as human, life is terrifying. Like there are so many level of uncertainties in life. There are so many things that are very shocking and traumatic in a way, as you live your life as a human being. So you need to get a grip of something, right? You need to have a belief in something. And in that sort of perspective, God was invented.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily say that I don't believe in God. I'm just saying that in human, you have that eagerness, you have that drive to believe in something, which is good. Even as an atheist, you do believe in something. You believe in the absence of God, right? That's your belief. So that's my point of view. As a religious person, because I don't know if I can call myself a Christian. My wife and daughter is a Christian. I'm more of a, I guess I'm more of a spiritualist.
Okay.
Like I can't really call myself an agnostic, because I do pray. I do pray to my God. I believe in my God. But I think my perspective on what God has grown. Before, it was very biblical for me. It's very the 10 Commandments and all that stuff.
Yeah.
At the moment, I believe in something greater. I believe in love. I believe the universe is an extension of God. Like when I dive and then I feel so zen, I pray, I can feel the connection with the water. I can feel the connection with my surroundings, with the fish. And I believe that's the extension of God's love. And I believe I believe that the universe is, so I believe that even us, we are we are, we are an extension of that. So that's why we have to be nice to each other, because we're all about love. God is love.
True.
Like, so that's I guess that's my point of view at this moment,
Okay, I got it.
if it makes sense.
Well, it makes sense. It's your version of God. So if it makes sense to
Yeah,
you,
and
it makes sense.
I believe that people are entitled to believe in anything, as long
True.
as it doesn't really, it doesn't really harm anyone else. Then you can have your
True.
belief, man. That's
Yeah.
what I think. No, that's why I don't really get all this war because of religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are fighting because of race and religion. I really don't get that.
Yeah, it's
I
dumb.
think if yeah, it's really dumb. I think if everyone tries to enlighten themselves about the actual truth, about having empathy,
True.
to other people, you shouldn't have wars, man. Like,
Yeah.
life is too short for fucking wars, and wars is just a game for big corporation. They're making profit out of us. So just don't fucking be involved in it. As I said before, the only thing you can do is you do the small stuff that you can
Generate your
do.
own little.
Generate your own sort of voice through your work. If you're a musician, you can create songs about it. I'm a filmmaker, so I can make projects that I think could resonate about that. Like, I try to always inject that. Like, when I do my music video, I try to inject as much as concepts about love, about caring, and whatever, like, so at least it can resonate to people, it can inspire them. Like, that's what I'm doing with the foundation, because I'm trying to inspire people. Like, dude, you can actually do good. You don't have to do you. Everyone can't be that girl. What's her name? Greta Gerwig, was it the the little kid that was so vocal about climate change?
Oh yeah,
I think
I
her
can't
name is
remember her name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Not everyone can be her, right? She's so inspirational, right? She is so ballsy. She is it, right? Not everyone have that, but you can do other things. You can start with your home. Like, at the moment, like, I'm trying to go green, so I actually have I'm making my own compost out of my food waste. You can do that,
Yeah.
you can do recycle. You can do little things. The thing is, you can't really change the world. You can do small things, and that small things matter. Like, do small things. If everyone just do small things, it'll become something big.
A
You know what
big
I'm saying?
change. Yeah, I understand.
It'll become a big change. Yeah.
How different is like what's the difference between the high you're getting now and the high you get from smoking weed? Like, I understand what weed feels like, but
Well, I mean, this is weed basically, but it just comes in a different form. Like, we used to smoke the traditional way, and then it's just too dangerous in Indonesia to do it. So it's really dangerous to buy weed at the moment. It's highly illegal. So I don't really do that. I don't really do that anymore. Yeah.
It's dead
Like,
penalty.
this is, well, it doesn't really necessarily be the death penalty, but dude, like, yeah, if you got caught, the system is so corrupt here, you basically have to bribe out, right? And that's corruption money, basically, right? It doesn't go to the system, it just goes to the pockets of fucking dirty cops, and
the whole system.
The whole system is fucked up, but it is what it is, right? And then for me, this is my big point of view. This is why I'm very like, why I think it's so fucked up. Corruption is so big, but they put weed, they put cannabis, there's in the same sort of level, A-class drugs as amphetamine, which is crystal meth, as cocaine, as heroin, which is fucked up. Like, this thing has been proven to have a medical sort of benefits. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then this, like cigarette and alcohol is legal here. Those things kill people more than
harmful.
Way more harmful. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily have to legalize it, but you can lower the sort of standard, like, because it's crazy, man. It's destroying a lot of families. if you consider weed as a fucking drug, you should consider cigarette as a fucking drug. It's way
No,
more addictive than
I
weed. So the husband got caught with a bag of weed, so they made such a big deal about it. They record the whole thing. So you have this narc with hazmat suit, because it's in a lockdown situation, right? Hazmat suit, mask and everything, and then they're recording the video. Okay, show me the weed, show me the fucking weed. And then you see this particular guy, this very nice fella. He goes to his toilet in the back, whatever, and then he gets his bag of weed, and then it becomes very viral, and suddenly now he has a bad name just because of a bag of weed. Like, what the fuck? And weed doesn't define this guy. He's a nice guy. It's not like he's fucking smoking crack or crystal meth. That's a different story. You know what I'm saying? If you got caught for like those sort of things, that it's a different story. We're talking about weed.
Weed, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like, it's kind of sucks, like, when you think about it. Now, look at this guy, right? He was blacklisted because they found a joint in his house, right? And then on the other side of the world, you get like rappers and actors freely smoking up in public, on television, online. It's the world
in a place
fair,
where
huh?
it's legal.
Yeah.
In a place where it's legal, it's fucked up. Like, even Thailand just legalized it, medical marijuana just now.
In Sri Lanka, we have an active movement. It started a couple of years ago, and it was quite small. And when I first saw their presence on Facebook, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. But looking at them now, they're growing strong. So I have a feeling that in a couple of years, they might make some changes.
Then I might come to Sri Lanka more often then. Like, the biggest problem in Indonesia at the moment in relation to climate change is our palm oil plantation. We have the biggest palm oil production in the whole world. I mean, I think we're side by side with Malaysia, but we have more land, so it's fucked up. So they are clearing forests, like pristine fucking old ancient rainforests, to give way for palm oil plantation. Palm oil plantation is so bad. It's almost in every product that we use, from fucking shampoo, soap, fucking cooking oil, fast food. It's on everything. And palm oil is, just to grow palm oil, you will destroy the soil. Like, it's almost impossible to grow anything else once you basically put palm plant there. They poison the fucking soil to make it better for the palm oil.
It's like defertilizing the soil, right?
Exactly. And then now they're doing it all around Indonesia. So imagine they're destroying natural habitats for a lot of indigenous species, right? And then that thing is destroying a lot of things. But then wheat is highly illegal. But it is proven that by selling wheat, you actually make 300% more profit. So, you know what I'm saying? There's already a research compared to palm oil that marijuana as an industry, you can actually gain 300% more. So I'm like,
yeah, why not, huh?
Yeah, why not?
I hope that our governments will kind of open up their eyes towards the positives of marijuana. It's just not smoke. It's not about smoking it, right? You can do so many
things.
You can produce material.
Oh yeah. What I'm, because this is, for me, that is also, I think we need to open a lot of people's perspective. Like, the difference between THC and CBD. What makes you high is a THC, right?
Mm-hmm.
While CBD has so many medical benefits. Like, even like hemp, like you can make a lot of things with hemp. And then
clothing.
It's way better quality than cotton, man. Like, so yeah,
there is a substitute to plastic, which is a huge problem in the world.
Exactly. Plastic is fucked up. Oh, Jakarta, I think I can't remember, is it today or sometime this week, we're banning plastic. So that's a good win for,
that's like a brilliant move. I heard that India is looking forward to something like
that's
that.
Nice.
Too.
Yeah, fuck plastic. If I have a time machine, I'll go back in time and kill that motherfucker that invented plastic.
Yeah.
Like, go find something else, man. Just grow weed, motherfucker, grow weed.
Your backstory is different, right? Like yours and mine. Like we were blessed to have good parents who, took care of us. So, what's your story like?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not like from a very fucking wealthy. There's a lot of.
Well, that's not my point, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. But yeah, I was blessed. Like, I was lucky. My mom, my parents. I mean, my mom worked her ass off to basically help me get where I am today. So I owe a lot to my mom as well. Like,
true.
Me being in New Zealand was basically her. It was her basically putting that extra push to get me to chase my dream, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I think I'm where I am today because of my parents, like because of what they taught me as a kid.
Okay.
My mom was actually in the advertising industry. She's like one of the first lady that got into the Indonesian advertising industry, and she was quite a name in the advertising industry.
You should mention the name.
It's Jeannie Hardono. So she used to be the executive creative director for Low Indonesia. Low is like one of the biggest multinational, international advertising agency. So yeah, but she was pretty tough on me as a kid.
Okay.
Even though we're not from we're from a pretty okay sort of economy background. We're not living in a mansion or whatever, but we're pretty all right. She has 4 kids, but she keeps pushing us. Like, she wants us to work hard. So even as a kid, one of the reason I can speak English like the way I'm speaking right now, it's not perfect, but it's because she keeps pushing me. Like, you really want to know how to speak English? So she was the one who taught me basically from A to Z. Like, she told me like how to learn English. In the end, I learned English from Richard Dean Anderson by watching MacGyver and looking at the subtitles. That was one of her way, right? So she keeps pushing us. So yeah, I mean, I didn't even study film at the first time. I was studying psychology.
Yeah.
So my mom, she didn't want us to basically follow her dreams in a sort of way. She want us to basically have our own dream. So she was like, "What do you want to do?" I was like, "I want to study film." "Can you study something else first, just to see if that's really what you want?" So then in the end, I choose psychology. So I went to Jogja. I studied psychology, but during my study, I didn't attend classes. I was busy making movies.
Okay.
I was making documentaries. I was doing PSA. Me and my brother, we had this small production house in Jogja. So we were already doing stuff. We were basically filmmakers, like independent, small time filmmakers, but we were doing stuff. So
but
my
you had
grade,
gigs.
I had gigs, like small gigs, but it's gigs. My grade was flopping. Like basically my grade was shit. So my mom was stressing out. I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, it's not cheap, man. What are you doing? So what do you want to do?" "I told you I want to study film." So hence, like, "Okay, where do you want to study?" I said, "I don't know." And then one of her friend, the kid actually studied in Auckland University. So she was like, "Maybe you should try New Zealand." So my mom was like, "Okay, why don't we try New Zealand?" And then Australia and America was always another option, right? But then New Zealand was very interesting for me because at that time it was different. And then Peter Jackson was on the rise, right?
Yeah, he was the man, yo.
He was the man, yo. So
backyard filmmaking.
Backyard filmmaking. And
then we could relate to the guy, right?
Like, we could relate to the guy because he's from a very small country with less than 4 million people.
Mm-hmm.
But then he managed to push the industry to where it is today. And then for me, that was very inspiring. And then I'm like, I want some of the energy. So I want to go to the place where I can at least get, knowledge, get more information, get more study, and then, share the same frequency as where Peter Jackson is. So I was like, okay, New Zealand sounds good. And South Seas, but I learned a lot. And then meeting you, meeting Jillian, meeting Tariq, everyone.
T, the bro.
And,
He's gonna be on the show too.
He has fucking stories, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He has some funny stories. Shit. I would watch that show, man, just to listen to. I mean, meeting you guys, that really changed everything. And then that's when, because coming from Indonesia, we've been colonized by the Dutch, the Brits, and the Japanese, right? So a lot of Indonesian, I think it's planted in our DNA per se, right? That we sort of look at this Westerners as someone that is more
superior
than us in a way. Superior. Exactly.
Yeah.
Superior. So me going to New Zealand and then seeing a lot of Asian guys, you, Kasim, and then Eric. Remember Eric?
Yeah. Mr. Chan.
Yeah. So, and then a lot of different, it's very diverse. And then seeing all these international students, and we rock that fucking place, man. Like,
you're hard out.
We work hard. We study hard. Yes, we do party. Yes, we do stupid shit as well.
But we paid a lot too.
But we paid a lot too. And then in the end, we work our ass off, and then looking at the work that a lot of the kids did there, and I was like, oh shit, we're equals. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are not defined by our race. We are not defined from where we are born. We can do anything. We can be anything as long as we put our fucking brain into
like
it.
Eminem said. Yeah.
Like Eminem said, exactly. Like, look at fucking Eminem. He's a white dude, fucking
making black music.
Making black music, and he's rocking it. Like, dude, that diss track against Machine Gun.
Oh, yeah. But I was just going to go to one of his old songs. He's like, I'm not the first king of controversy. I am the worst thing since Elvis Presley to do black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy.
Ray is so into fucking Eminem, guys. And then he names his son after the fucking guy, Marshall.
Yeah.
Look at
Marshall
that.
Bruce.
Yeah,
Marshall Bruce, Martenstyn. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's I guess that's the spirit. So my short time in New Zealand, I think it's what, 2.5 years, sort of. That short time really, it's like a seed was planted inside my heart and in my brain. So when I came back to Jakarta, I was like, I can do this shit. You know what I'm saying? It was rough because, as I said, my mom is very tough. She doesn't want to help me in any way. Like, you want to be in this industry, you're going to do it yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pave the way for you. You're your own man. You got to do it yourself. So what she did was, okay, you're back. So what do you want to do? I don't know. Maybe I'll start something. I'll start editing. So I met with my a really good friend of mine, Adrian. Okay. So me and Adrian, we built this small post house, and we start editing for B-grade movies, like shit that you don't want to watch, man. Like B-grade movie with cleavage and like stupid goes and fucking worse than anything you would see. It's like,
it's that bad. Okay,
it's that bad. I didn't even put my name on it, like. But that was the start.
I used to ask you, like, man, show me a trailer, and it's like you were like so discreet about it. It's like, no, man, it's shitty, man. It's shitty. Like,
it's shitty.
Yeah.
Like I so this is funny. So we were doing that, and we were making all right money. Like, it was all right. We were still young, so it was all right money. But my heart is not there. Like, I can't. Like I went to film school, and then I came back for this. Like, at one point, I had a big feud with one of the executive producer that was shooting those type of movies. We were in the editing room, and then I remember he shot this 5 to 7 minute long. It's a long take of two people talking, and then he was complaining, why can't you edit this better? I was like, how the fuck can you edit a 5 to 7 minute long one take conversation? There's no there's no close-ups. Like,
was it like one camera take?
It's one camera take. There's no other shots.
How can you edit it? You'll have to.
How
jump
can you
cut.
edit? Like, yeah, you have to jump cut, which is stupid. So we had an argument, and in the end, that was my turning point. That was the inciting incident. That was the turning point where everything I just basically went the other way. So I told him, like, yo, sorry, but you put a bow tie on a piece of shit, it's still a piece of shit.
Okay, I'm gonna have this. This is gonna be my extract for Instagram. Yeah, tell me.
So yeah, you put a bow tie on a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit. It's still a turd. So in the end, I told my partners, like, dude, I love you, but I can't do this shit anymore. I'm done. So then we part ways. He's still doing his post house now. Now it's quite a decent production house. He became a director of photography now. He's a cameraman.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, he's doing a few big horror movies. It's quite yeah. It's pretty. It's box office horror movies.
Commercially successful.
Commercially successful. Yeah, it's not really my sort of palette, but yeah, he's a bit
but
of a
you guys
success,
have a market for locally produced horror movies, right?
Oh, it's big, man. It's big.
Because we don't.
Like,
people don't go to cinemas or even fucking buy the DVDs. Horror movies don't make money here for some freaking reason. Yeah,
horror movie makes a lot of money here. It's the biggest market here.
Okay.
Like you would go to cinemas where they play a lot of horror movies,
okay,
which I don't really go. But then you go there, it's always full house. It's fucking crazy. But
That's
anyway, yeah. So good on him. So we part ways. And then I used to do an internship for 2 production house before I went to New Zealand.
Okay.
It was a TV commercial production house. So yeah, I just gave them a call. Like, I call one of my mentor there. She's one of the legend TV commercial director. Her name is Lukita Sari Sunowo. I really look up to her. She's my mentor. She taught me a lot of things. She taught me the trades. She taught me how to rumble in the jungle. She's a very deep, intelligent person. So I gave her a call. I said, Mbak Luki, I'm back in Jakarta. You know, I'm not doing anything at the moment. So yeah. So she's like, all right, okay, Bon. And then she hung up.
Okay.
And then a day later, I got a call from the one of the producers in the production house. So they were like, okay, when can you start? I was like, start what? When can you start work? So yeah, that's my first jump into the business. So I was in production. I was doing PA, production assistant. I was helping with art. I was doing art running and whatever. So I started small, man, and then just grew bit by bit. My big sort of stepping stone was first aiding. I was a first assistant director.
Okay.
Small jobs first, and then it starts to grow from there. And then I was still a first AD. I remember 2008. There was this short film competition for Citra Pariwara Indonesia, 2008. And then I was like, I want to do this. And then my EP there, shout out to Joe Shao and Stella Shao. They gave me the chance. They gave me the money to do it.
Okay.
So I did this short film called Communication Morsinus.
Yeah, love it.
If you've seen that, cool. So yeah,
I saw you. It's available on your IG, right?
I just put a few stuff on IG. It's not everything yet, but some of it it's there. I'm still going to continue putting stuff daily. So yeah, I did the short film, and I wrote the script. I shot it with my friend helped me. So Dennis becomes a good friend of mine now. He's a very busy art director at the moment. Okay. So he helped me on art direction, and then Kipling Baker, a DOP, quite well known on the TV commercial industry here. So he helped me shot it. So we shoot it, and I edited myself, and then that was it. And then comes the awarding night. I don't know if I'm going to win or whatever. You know, I have some tough competition.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, all right, I'm just going to get drunk. So that's what I did. I got drunk, and then you know me with my cigarettes. I love to smoke. So I was, because it's basically a ballroom, so you can't really smoke inside. So I was in the emergency stairs, you know.
Okay.
Sneaking for a ciggy. So I was smoking there, and I was smoking, having a chat with someone, and then I remember someone basically opened the door. It's like, dude, I think they're calling your name. I was like, what? They're calling your name. I think you won something. I was like, what?
Okay.
Really? So that was funny, right?
You
So
won
I
best
turned on my
director, right? Something like
yeah, I
that.
won best young film director
Oh yeah.
2008.
Okay.
So yeah, and then jump on the stage. I was still speechless. I was like, oh, is this really happening?
All right.
And then yeah, so
You weren't.
2008, that was my little.
You weren't prepared to speak.
I wasn't prepared at
Okay.
all. So yeah, I mean that was the little stepping stone, and then that sort of put my a little bit of my toe inside the water, so people get to know my name a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I got a bit of more opportunities after that. I don't really consider it my first commercial.
Okay.
But so they have this big airline. We call it Garuda Airlines. It's our national airline, right? It's a big company.
Yeah.
And then they did a commercial with a very well known TVC film director called Francis Tan from Singapore.
Okay.
So it was a big sort of commercial. But then been a year. It's already on air for a year. They had to change the promo.
Okay.
So they needed a few more shots to change the promo bit on the commercials.
Just
but of course, it's
update.
Yeah, just to update. So of course, it's just like 2 or 3 shots out of a 60-second commercial. So you can't bring Francis Stan because he's expensive just to do 2-3 shots.
Okay.
So then my executive producer was like, "Do you want to do this?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah."
Okay.
Let me do this. So it was shot on, I think, I can't remember either it's a 16 millimeter or 35 millimeter. We were still shooting on film at that time.
Okay.
And it was 2 or 3 shots. If I had to do it again right now, I'll do it with my eyes closed. It wasn't a hard shoot.
All right.
It was pretty easy. But back then, I was still a newbie, man. Like my daughter, nervous. My daughter would call it now noob. Like that's a Roblox Minecraft.
Newbie, yeah.
Like they shorten it from newbie, now it's noob.
Yeah, I know. My kids do that too. Yeah.
So I was super nervous. Like that 2 or 3 shots, I was having diarrhea, man. Like I had a fucking stomach ache and shit. I was like,
yeah,
diarrhea, motherfucker.
You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that was something. So I did that, and I did a alright job, I guess, on it. And then my first commercial was for a formula toothpaste.
Okay.
It's the Formula X Challenge. I think it's on my IG as well. So shot on Super 16.
Okay.
With a good friend of mine, Sven Liepold, DOP from Germany. So I shot that. That was my first job, and that sort of propels. So the combination of my short film and then that commercial sort of pushed me a little bit on the game, inside the game.
This was back in 2008 or 9?
I think Formula is 2009.
Okay.
So I was already shooting commercial, but I was still first ADing at the same time. So whenever I'm not shooting commercial, I was a first AD.
Okay.
Yeah. So I still need money, right? So basically I do whatever that I can.
All right.
So yeah, that sort of put me in the game a little bit. And then there was this initiative job. Initiative jobs is basically a pro bono thing that they want to do for award goals. So they basically want to get awards. So you do this initiative jobs.
Okay.
It's not a fake jobs. You do have real clients, but it's just that those commercials are designed to basically win awards.
All right.
So yeah, I got the opportunity to do one for UNICEF.
Okay.
So we did this campaign. It's basically the tagline was "See what you can switch on when the screen is off." It's basically the benefit of having your TV off. You can actually do a lot of things with your kids. So we shot it. It was a pro bono thing. I didn't get paid.
All right.
It was an initiative job. We were just basically doing it out of love.
Okay.
And then it sort of propels that particular job won like the highest award you can get on TV commercial, which is Cannes Lions in France. The one show New York. We went to DNAD.
All right.
Spikes Asia, and then AdFest. So it was crazy, man. Like they just went pop, 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 pop. And then after that, I start getting gigs.
Okay.
So small gigs, it gets to a bigger one, and then I owe a lot to my executive producer back then, Joe Shao and Stella Shao. They put a lot of trust on me, and then they had my back.
Okay.
So they gave me my first big commercial.
All right.
Like I did this brand UC 1000 before with them already. Like I did a lot of Red Bull commercial for this particular company, and then I did one UC 1000, but with a local sort of celebrity. And then they had this one sort of big commercials. So the agency at that time was Chusenko with the ECD was Martenstyn. And then they put a trust on me. I'm very, very grateful to them. So they they gave me the chance. They convinced the client that this young kid can do it. They gave me the chance to shoot this commercial with Manny Pacquiao, Pac-Man.
So you started from, like shitty
toothpaste commercial.
C-grade.
Well, I started
talking
from
about editing.
B grade movie. Yeah.
Well, let's go way back. You started from meat packing. It's a better story, and it's a truth.
Yeah.
So
it's the truth. Yeah. It's more a rocky sort of background, right?
Yeah, hard. So and then to Uwais, Joe Taslim, Manny Pacquiao, and am I saying that word name right? Anyway.
Yeah.
And the footballer.
Yeah, Robin van Persie.
Yes. So that's a big deal, dog.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm lucky, man. Like, I mean, I work my ass off, but luck is when opportunity meets hard work.
Mm-hmm.
So, they gave me the chance. I tried to basically push it. It was Manny Pacquiao. He was such a big name, so we went to Manila, the Philippines, to shot that one. And then, it was a tight shoot because, being a celebrity as big as he is, he can't do like a full 2-day shoot. So he can only give us like 6 hours.
Oh,
I
really?
think, if I'm not mistaken, 5 to 6 hours a day.
Why is that? Okay. He's so busy.
Yeah, because he's so busy. He came in with 70 entourage, bro.
Mm-hmm.
3 armed guards, like 3 guards with fucking shotguns.
Where was this, in Manila?
In Manila, in the Philippines. So I mean, we shot it. I had to basically do some of the shots with a body double, but it was an interesting shoot because his time was very limited. So what we did was we did a dress rehearsal. Mm-hmm. So we basically set up the shoot a day before with full lighting, full sets, full camera, like the proper camera we're going to use.
Okay.
And then we had a stand-in body double that looks exactly like him. Mm-hmm. So we rehearsed every shot. We shoot it actually every shot with this body double. So the next day when Manny is actually on set, it was basically repeating all that stuff. So when Manny was on set, it was just pop, pop, pop. We were so fast.
Okay.
So so that commercial it hit it quite big. And then the client was very happy. It was the shortest offline editing session I've ever been. Like I presented to the client, Alaric Joyanagoro. He's a very good client.
Okay.
I presented to him, and all he did was like, "Oh, I really like it. I love it, guys. Good job, thank you." And then he walked out. That's it.
Okay.
So that was.
It's a great commercial. I watched it yesterday because you had uploaded it on Instagram, and I thought that wow, it still looks glossy and nice.
That was what the commercial was. What 2011?
Some time ago.
2000. Yeah, I can't remember. 2011 or 2012. So anyway, then it started to grow. I started to get cigarette jobs. Cigarettes is considered like the sort of TV commercial here. It has the biggest budget. Yeah, like I know a lot of people are very anti-cigarettes and everything, but
I am. But still, it doesn't matter. It's your life.
You do it, which is okay, man. I know it's a good thing. Cigarettes are bad for you.
Yeah,
dude. If marijuana is legalized here, I stop fucking smoking cigarette in a fucking instant.
I understand.
Like serious.
Yeah,
cigarette is a really big thing in Indonesia. I think we're considered like one of the biggest cigarette smoker country in the world.
Okay.
Tobacco is really big. like Philip Morris invests a lot of money in Indonesia. It's a country full with 260 million people at the moment, so it's a big market, and a lot of people smokes. So yeah, I guess I'm also to blame for helping advertise that shit. But
I understand.
You gotta do what you do.
Yep.
And I'm never in the sort of realm where I can say advertising is a good sort of business, because
Okay.
we do sell a lot of
Harmful products.
harmful products, exactly. But so is corruption.
Yeah.
So is fucking deforestation.
Yeah.
And those things are like fucking circle of evil. It sort of so
But I know that
yeah.
when you reach a certain level or stage in life where you could pick and choose, you'd avoid the negatives and work on
Yeah, of course.
positive projects.
Of course.
So I totally get that.
Of
So you
course.
gotta hustle when you gotta hustle. So yeah.
You gotta hustle when you gotta hustle, exactly. And then I mean, when it comes to a point where in my life, maybe later on, where when I cross over to the feature film format, and then
Yeah.
maybe I can I can stay there and becomes a better option for me. But at the moment,
True.
I'm I make my bread out of this, man.
Yes.
So yeah, cigarette they have the biggest budget. I don't think they can advertise for forever. I think they're gonna start banning it soon. But
All right. Okay.
a few years back, basically cigarette commercials, it's the biggest commercial. It's the one with the mega budget. It's bigger than a feature film budget here, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The other thing, and when you mentioned that you may change your medium or your format, right, into feature films. But from what I know over here and many other countries, commercial directors make
more money.
better money because they have a constant flow of work.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, compared to a filmmaker, you're stuck with it for 2 to 3 years, and okay, if you get a good fixed salary or if you have a share in profits, it's a different story.
Yeah, it's a different story, exactly. But it's not always about the money, right?
True, I agree.
I mean, money is important. You can't live out of fucking grass. But
it depends on where you stand, like how much you have gathered or saved. So,
but what I'm saying, I guess it's a bigger reward, because through longer format feature film and all that stuff, you can dive into where you can actually have a say in terms of what the message you're trying to convey, and not just selling a product. You know what I'm saying? Commercial, no matter how good the commercial is, and it can be fucking good, it can be very inspirational and whatever. In the end of the day, it's selling a product. You know what I'm saying? So is feature film, but it's sort of in a different sort of realm. I guess.
Yeah, true, hard.
Where you can actually tell a story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and more
yeah,
enjoyable, I reckon. Yeah.
And more enjoyable, I guess, and you get more recognition for sure.
Harder.
And I mean, I'm never going to say that I will leave commercial. I mean, Spike Jonze still does commercial, and he makes fucking awesome commercials.
Mm-hmm.
The one he did for Apple Pots, and he did, I think, for Kenzo. It's just mind blowing. Yeah, so for me, art is art, and the medium can be whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the creative process, even though it's through a different medium, it's still very interesting for me. And I think as a filmmaker, you need to embrace that. You can't be constricted by just be one. Like that's why I like I don't want to be defined by Bona is a action sort of film director. I think you have to be like water, like Bruce Lee said. Be like water, my friend. You put water into a cup, it becomes a cup. Water. I think you have to be like that.
Sorry,
because yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, man, that's my story, I guess, in filmmaking. I'm bound to do one, hopefully next year. It's supposed to be this year, but it's postponed because of the whole
Okay.
COVID. I'm co-directing with a good friend of mine from Malaysia, Zahir Omar. Shout out to
All right.
Zahir Omar. We're doing it together like the Coen brothers or the Wachowski brothers. There are now the
Nice.
Wachowski sisters.
And they'll be directing the fourth installment of the Matrix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's already almost complete. I think they're hoping
Wow.
for next year release, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it with Keanu again?
Yeah. I don't know where they're
Wow.
going to take the story from, because the arc kind of ended with the trilogy. So I don't know how
True.
they're going to start the story and where they're going to start it from. But yeah, they've
Could be
almost
a
completed.
prequel. We never know.
Yeah, it's not very clear. I haven't really dug into it too much, but I kind of stopped digging into movies too much. Can it kills the thrill when you know too much about a movie before it's released?
Yeah. No, that is very true. Like, I don't really like. I still do it sometimes, but not as often. I don't really like watching movies with my filmmaking friends.
Mm-hmm. Sucks, right?
Because sometimes it's okay, but then sometimes they can overanalyze everything.
True.
You know
It's
what I'm saying?
annoying.
Because
Yeah.
they are filmmakers. So you sit down in a cinema. I like to position myself as an audience at first. I like to sit down and just, try to enjoy whatever, because it is someone's hard work.
True.
They spent fucking months doing this shit.
Yeah.
And then imagine you sitting down, unless it's fucking ugly as fuck, then it's whatever, right?
You get movies that deserve criticism or
Yeah.
bashing, but yeah.
But like sometimes I would go with my, TV commercials friend, advertising friends, filmmaking friends, and the minute they see it, it's like, oh, that can't be right. Oh, the continuity is bad. Oh, look at that.
True.
Like I would just like, shut the fuck up, man. I'm trying to watch the movie.
Yeah, I used to be like that too. Like at a certain phrase, like I used to overanalyze movies and then point out errors and stuff that I notice. But now and at the time it was like a curse, like, because I wished that I could enjoy a movie like a normal person, the way I used to before I started studying film, because I would just watch any damn thing, and if it was good, I loved it. If it was bad, I forget about it.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to be like that. But I'm just saying you can do it the second time you watch it. The first time you watch it, just give it a chance for you to watch it as a audience before you overanalyze everything. But you are a filmmaker, so it is a duty for you to analyze it. So it's a plus for me. It's just that before you become the scientist, just become the normal person first. Try to digest it, try to embrace everything, and then the second time you watched it, or maybe after you finish it the first time, then you can have your whatever. Just not in the middle of watching it, and then suddenly you become Professor fucking X. Like. Shut the fuck up, dude.
It took a while for me to get out of it, and now I think I've reached that level where I can enjoy without complaining. I'm glad that I am able to enjoy movies again, because I had a problem where I overanalyze acting, cinematography, editing, VFX, sound design. Every fucking department was analyzed. It'll be interesting to see how your movie comes out, because you've always wanted to make movies. You've seasoned well, because you have like knowledge and experience in directing commercials and music videos. So I think you'll be well seasoned to direct a feature film.
Yeah, but it's a totally different ball game, though. I'm still nervous as fuck, to be honest. I mean, my co-director, the one I'm directing with, Zahir Omar, he did a movie. I think a year back, and it was really good. Just check it out. It's a Malaysian production. It's called Fly By Night. It's really cool.
Okay.
So I'm lucky that my partner has already done one, so at least we have each other's back.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still nervous. I'm still going to wing it. I'm still going to basically give all my best. And it's a genre that I really enjoy watching. It's action superhero, something that I know you like as well.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, I'll do my best, man. I'll do my best.
I'm sure you do a great job because whatever you've touched has, it's come out well. So, talking about the great things you've done, have you ever messed up any commercials? Have you had any
Of
bad?
course.
Okay, because I
Of
haven't come
course.
across them. So, yeah.
Well, you don't really show it, right? Like you curate your job and you just show the things that you like and you think that other people would like.
Mhm.
But I've done commercial where I really hate the process. Like I've done commercial where I had fights with my clients. I've done
Okay.
that, and the whole process becomes very
Unpleasant.
tiring and very unpleasant, very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
I've done commercial where in the end I look at the outcome and the output and I was like, oh, I could have done a better job. Of course, it's a learning curve, just like everyone else. You have your ups and downs, of course, but I always try to better myself. I try
True.
always to learn. Like if something messes up during shoot, I try to analyze what happened. I try to
Okay.
evaluate it, and then hopefully the next time I'm doing it, And plus, commercial is always evolving. You always have new player in the game, so you always have to up your game. Like
Okay.
now, there's so many. I used to be the young film director. I used to be the young commercial director, right?
Okay.
Now I'm 35. Now we have fucking 24, 27-year-olds already entering the game. So I
Okay.
gotta up my game as well.
Are they good?
Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are
Okay.
pretty good. Like some of their reel, I'm like, whoa, okay, this is something.
Okay.
Which is, I guess that's the way my senior look at me when I first entered the game.
True.
So you always have to up your game. You have to stay current. You have to stay in the presence, in the now. You have to basically enrich yourself with a lot of knowledge, books, references, watch a lot of things, just basically be in the game, and you never stop. The learning never stops. Like I still learn. I go to a lot of webinars. I do a lot of masterclass. I read a lot of books because I still believe that I'm not there yet.
I understand.
I still believe like I'm still climbing the stairs.
Well, that's the
Gotta
only way
roll.
you can improve the quality of your work or whatever you do,
Of
right?
course.
I mean, if you think you know everything, then you're kind of screwed.
Of course, man. Because I think the moment you stop learning, the moment you stop, evolving, I think that's the time when you're actually gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you allocate your time? Like, I mean, it's pretty understandable that you have a busy schedule. So, how do you allocate your time for work, research, um, entertainment, most importantly, family, being a father, a husband, and then a son and a brother, a friend? How do you allocate your time with such? Why are you laughing?
No, because I suck at scheduling. That's why I'm laughing. Like you're asking this one particular question where I suck. Like a lot of my colleagues have been.
It's just I understand that there are people who nail it quite well.
Oh yeah, bro. Yes.
But a lot of people can't. So you're not alone. And my question is for them, so they could relate to you and they won't feel bad for themselves.
Of course.
That that's
like,
my intention.
Like this is a very interesting topic because I have one friend. He's a senior TV commercial director, and he's a very busy guy. Like he does crazy productions, man. Like in 1 month he can do 2 to 3 commercials, which is fucking crazy.
Okay.
I used to first AD for him when I was still first ADing back in the days, and then I remember every time we go, because he's a family man as well. He has kids, so he always bring the production team to his house. So he has an office in his house, and that was crazy because we would have like 2 or 3 productions already standing by in his house, waiting for his brief, whatever, to brief us on the production and whatever. And then we would line up outside his house. And then first production team would go inside, and then they come out, and then my one. And this guy is just so amazing. He would look at me, which job are you on? And I was like, oh, this product. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he just switch in, blah, 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 blah. And then, but he's so efficient with his time. The minute I'm done, I'm out. And then the other production come in. And then once they're done, they're out. And then he's back with his family. So he's amazing in that way, but I'm not him.
Are you talking about a director?
I'm talking about a director, yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
So yeah, I mean, he's a multitasker, which I'm not. I'm very bad at scheduling, and I think a lot of people don't have to be. You don't have to feel down if you're like that, because I'm like that. I'm very bad at scheduling. I'm very bad with time. A lot of my colleagues have been telling me since ages I should get an assistant so she can do my scheduling and whatever. But now I always rely on my producers and my PA in the office to do that. But yeah, I'm bad with timing, man. I forget shit sometimes. So
I'm not a stranger to that. I know. I understand your nature. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a stranger. Exactly. Like I don't reply WhatsApps because I'm really bad. Like I would read it and then something else would come in, and then like right now, if I open my email, I have 19,866 unread emails. That's how bad I am with emails.
And you're never going to open all of them ever in your life. So
yes, exactly.
Come on, so 19,000. You're not going to read all of them.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what my producers do right now, they would email me a brief, right? If there's an upcoming job or whatever. But at the same time, they would text me and call me. Dude, please check your email. Then I will definitely check that particular email. So I'm bad at that, and that's just one thing that's a defect on me. Like I'm sure a lot of people can, sort of process with this and become better at it, but I'm not. So you were saying like, how do I manage all that? I really don't. I just try to do everything.
Okay.
So it's a bit crazy. Like, yeah, like if you go to my Instagram, I have two Instagram. The other one, I said that I can't really differentiate between my life and my work. So it's always there. And then my wife is always the one. She's the one that always connect the dots when it comes to my life and work. So like sometimes I would bring my daughter on shoot. Like if I'm in a long shoot, like I was shooting for Story of the East. I was shooting 33 days outside Jakarta. It was in a remote island. So I had to fly my wife and my daughter. So I think that's one way to stay connected to them.
I do that too. But it's not always easy though.
It's not always easy for sure. And then during the lockdown, I read a lot of books, but now I'm getting busy again. So now I need to relive that reading books again. So yeah, but yeah, man, like I have a big ambition. So I like to do a lot of shit. And a lot of my friends, including a good friend of mine, Rob, my executive producer, he's always like, dude, you're doing too much. But I guess that's me. I have to do a lot of things.
So do you take time off? Like you work like
of course
around the clock, or like do you take a couple of weeks or months, or do you?
Dude,
how does it? Yeah.
I like to travel, right? So when I do take time off, I'm like gone, bye bye. It's like, yeah. I mean, well, we like to travel, so yeah. I would take time off. Like I'm super crazy for diving. So sometimes even if like I go to Bali, I would go to Bali with my wife and daughter, and then I would spend at least 2-3 days diving, and then I'm back with them. Sometimes I bring them to the diving site, sometimes I don't. And then it differs. Sometimes I would go on a vacation alone. Sometimes I'm with them as well. Because if it's a diving destination, sometimes it doesn't make sense to have my wife and daughter there because we were in a boat and it's all about diving, so they can't really do anything else.
Yeah, you need to clear your mind. Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, now with the lockdown, we haven't really gone anywhere. I mean, I would love to go for a holiday, but nah, man, I just want to work at the moment. I'm just going to focus
Work for a couple of
work.
months. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta get the dimes, bro.
Yeah, hard.
Gotta get some money in the banks.
I've started traveling internally, like locally. Like recently, we went
Nice.
up to the mountains and spent a night. We went for 2 nights, but then I had a podcast recording on Friday, so I thought I'd come back and always. But tomorrow, I'm going to a different mountain range. I'm a mountain guy. Oh, yeah, I never thought
I
about
know.
that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So we're traveling locally these days because yeah, we can't get out of the place. But it's all right. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, my friends has been asking me to go to the mountains. There's like one area called Puncak here. Like it's only like 2 hours away.
Okay.
So he's been asking me to go there, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still pretty a bit paranoid about all this COVID thingy. So yeah, I'm trying to limit. I'm trying to limit my time outside, but at the same time, I really want to do it. So I might do it soon. We'll see.
Talking about COVID, you know what I'm trying to get at. Um, is it Is it man-made or is it natural? What's your opinion?
Well, okay. Before I go into specifics on that, because it's still a debate. There's been research, basically. There's been some conspiracy theory that is man-made, that the virus can't be it can't reach to this point if it's not without man's sort of influence
not,
on it, right?
Yeah, engineered. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not engineered, exactly. But I mean, before we go to that sort of specific area, I just want to talk about COVID. I do believe in COVID. I do believe the virus is real, right? It's killing a lot of people. It's killing a lot of people, and then it's it's real. It's out there. It's dangerous. But I also believe there are also people out there that are trying to take profit out of the situation. And I also believe the possibility, I'm trying to be open-minded on this. I also believe the possibility that the same people that are trying to take profit on this sort of matter could also be the people behind it. Because it's simple it's simple economy, right? It's just about profit.
True.
It's about, because fear is a commodity, man. Fear brings power. Fear controls people. Fear dictates people's behavior.
Yeah.
So with that control, you can basically inject anything. A lot of people are getting rich out of this situation, man.
Oh, hard up.
Fucking mega rich.
Yeah, they're making millions.
Fucking mega. They're making millions.
Billions. Yeah.
Like a lot of economy, like if you look at the long game, right? The long run, a lot of economy is getting destroyed. I mean, you look in America, it's fucked up. A country as big as America,
the United States is
the United States. It's fucked.
And I was supposed to move there like this year with the family,
Shit.
at least for a couple of years, and obviously, for some blessing, I was here, and our country, like the Sri Lankan president and the government handled the situation really well. So I was fortunate to be in my own country when the pandemic took place. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Trump is just a fucking idiot, and he handles it really bad. Despite the facts of the theories and whatever, the conspiracy theory and whatever.
Yeah.
But he could have handled it more elegantly, I guess.
True.
My country is getting hit really hard. There's a lot of people. I mean, one of the reason we didn't do a proper lockdown is because the economy would just collapse. A lot of people, if they don't die because of COVID, a lot of people would die of starvation.
Poverty, yeah.
Yeah, poverty. It's dangerous. And I have a few friends here that are very anti-COVID. Like they don't believe that shit. They're so into like no mask. Like mask is just bullshit. That sort of thing. And it's fine with me.
My family in Denmark, my mom's sister and her, the family there, they don't wear any masks.
Yeah.
They don't believe in COVID.
Yeah. Well, a lot of my friends as well. So I'm still trying to be objective about it. So I'm in the middle. Like I'm trying to see it.
Confused. I'm like fucked in the head, to be honest.
Me too. Like I'm trying to see it with bird's eye view, but then
Yeah.
sometimes I'm looking up like what the fuck is happening. So
Yeah.
because a lot of the conspiracy theory are putting interesting hypotheses there. Like it's like it's pretty interesting. Like the theories that comes out of it, it's pretty convincing. But we don't really know unless the facts is like put really in front of our eyes.
True.
But at the same time, you're getting all this fucking information from WHO, from a lot of things. But then you see shit like, mark of the beast, Bill Gates. They're trying to get this chip where as soon as you vaccine, and then you open the fucking website, ID 2020, it does exist.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck? Where is this going, man? It's getting interesting but scary at the same time. So yeah, I grew up as a Christian, and we're always like brainwashed about the mark of the beast, the mark of the beast.
Expecting this to happen, right?
Yeah, the 666 and all that shit. And now seeing it like, RFID chip, it's already in development. ID 2020, the fucking company is there. And the WHO is trying to push for it. So maybe there is something there.
There is an agenda.
There is an agenda.
I totally believe in that.
Yeah.
I can't, if you ask me for details, I don't know details. It's a gut feeling where you know that the world is not normal. That's really obvious to me. Like I know that something is wrong when you look at the news, the mainstream news, and when you just look at things, events, and how things take place, and how political decisions are made, it doesn't look right to me. But if you ask me what's happening now, I can only make references to all the conspiracy theories on YouTube and Google, right? So I don't know for sure what's what, but something is definitely up. That's all I can say.
I mean, we don't, as you said, we don't really know for sure what's right and what's not. But what's factual at the moment, some groups are getting really rich out of this.
Yeah.
Mega rich. So, it's like George Soros, right? The motherfucker can collapse an economy just by trading currency. He did it. He already did it. He fucked up with my country. He fucked up with a lot of countries.
Yeah.
So it already happens before. So it's just using a different medium at the moment. So yeah, man.
So that's your idea about the COVID-19 conspiracy.
Yeah, and in a way, you don't have to be a politician. You don't have to be a president to be able to control a country, all the world.
Yeah.
You just have to basically have a very evil scheme with money to back it up.
True. Oh, well, that's what's happening right now. And we can't do shit about it. We just have to survive. Shit. Yeah. So what do you think? Is your country your country's not fully locked down, right?
No.
Okay.
So for, I think, starting around early March, and we just had it open, I think, a few days ago.
Okay.
Starting from early March, we had this thing called PSBB, PSBB.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically social limitation in a bigger scale. That's sort of like the translation of it. So it's not lockdown per se.
Okay.
But it's really limiting people on what they can do and where they can go.
Okay.
So it's like a lockdown, but not like Singapore or Malaysia lockdown, because they really did a lockdown. Like they fucking closed everything.
We had a
Even
lockdown,
even
but
even
yes,
Sri
but
Lanka, yeah.
we just opened our country like last week, so things are
So
just
even you guys. So like Malaysia, my friend just WhatsApped me. I think the other day, they now have zero case
okay.
because they had a proper lockdown.
So they
We
contained it
don't.
well.
They contain it well. Our number is still increasing. I think we have. I can't remember the last time I checked. How much? Huh? No. What's the total? So like by this day, we have 1,600 people infected.
Yeah.
By just a day, and I think in total it's almost like 40,000 or 40,000 something. I can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, even that number. So this is what's interesting because I spoke to a few doctors. I because we did have doctors on set, and I asked them about the conspiracy theory and whatever. There is some agenda. There is some agenda that's basically whether you have COVID or not. If you're dead, if you died. You died in that sort of timeline. Suddenly, you're a COVID. You died because of COVID. Do you know?
You're a
You know what I'm
COVID
saying?
victim?
You're a COVID victim.
Okay.
So they don't necessarily test you, but so it's just
They
there's an
assume.
agenda. They assume. So there's an agenda by someone that tries to increase this number. But I do believe the virus is real. I just don't know how
Yeah.
big of a scope it is. Right? It is scary. I'm fucking paranoid about it. I wear a mask when I'm outside. I don't like wearing a mask.
Oh yeah.
I think it's fucking suffocating me. I don't find the need to wear a mask when I'm driving my car because I'm fucking sealed by my fucking window. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't have people spitting outside to my fucking face while I'm driving. So, but I still wear a mask when I'm going outside. I still do my shoots with a very strict COVID protocol because I just want everyone to be safe, you know.
True. You're doing your part.
But I'm doing my part. But at the same time, I'm also questioning things. I'm questioning whether, hey, is this right?
Is this for
You know
real?
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I take precautions like because I can't take chances. I have kids. But
Of
I'm
course.
questioning it just like you. At the same time I'm questioning, is this real? But then I don't have a choice. And then I suffer from OCD and I'm like that anyway. I wash my hands and like this, right?
I know.
Yeah, I suffer from OCD. So to me, it's not much of a difference because, like, COVID or not, I'm always like that. So
I know. My wife is super happy. I mean, she's not happy with the whole situation,
but the
but she
hygiene
just likes seeing.
standards
She
improving.
likes seeing me with the improved hygiene standards. I'm a fucking village boy, man. Like I'm fucking I'm roughing the edges now. Like I'm always washing my hands. I'm bringing hand sanitizer. I have now right here. I'm gonna fucking do it in front of you. See? See? So
yeah.
she likes watching that. Like she's smiling and all that shit. But so yeah, it's funny how the world turns.
True. But in countries like Indonesia and Sri Lanka, this is temporary. The moment people realize that okay, the COVID threat is over, they're gonna go back to their own ways of doing shit. But
Dude.
Some countries are going to change and remain that way. So some countries will improve their hygiene standards and their lifestyle, but countries like Indonesia and Sri Lanka will go back to their old state. That's my opinion. What do you reckon?
Dude, I mean, we have this thing called the new normal, which I think is fucking bullshit.
It's a joke, huh?
It's a joke. Like the new normal, like people are supposed to be wearing masks. You have to have social distancing. You can't be in a group more than 5. But we basically we have this. The lockdown is not here anymore, right? We sort of slowly opening it, and now you see it, man. Even on the streets, people don't give a fuck. Like they do wear a mask, but the mask is here.
Yeah,
like,
or like
when they're
yeah.
Exactly, when they ride their motorcycle, yeah, it's like here, but then it's here. I can't blame them. I think it's the level of education, and I do believe that a lot of people.
It's the culture too, right?
It's the culture as well. Like, how can you expect Indonesian wear a mask when they can't even fucking abide the rules and regulation of the road?
True.
Like you would see a zebra crossing, pedestrian crossing. You would see the fucking red light, and motorcycles are already in front of the fucking crossing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can these people abide with this shit? Like, they don't even give a fuck. For them, it's about, for them it's about the daily struggle. It's about the daily hustle. If they don't go to work, they fucking die. Life is hard on them, right? So
their perspective is different from how
their
you and I think.
perspective is different. Exactly. So I can't really blame them. It's a hard country to rule, man.
Talking about traffic, I remember I used to complain a lot about traffic in Sri Lanka, and then you were like, "Man, this is good compared to Jakarta." That's what you said, right? It's that the difference is okay.
Like what? I was like, really? You call this traffic? This is not traffic, motherfucker.
Okay.
Jakarta is bad, man. Jakarta is bad. Like, we just have too many cars. Now finally we have MRT system. Finally.
So
if the money wasn't,
so there's a drop in traffic.
There's a slight drop. Slight drop. I don't even call it a drop. It's just now you have an option.
All right. Okay.
If I don't want to drive, if I feel tired, I can park my car somewhere and then I can get into the MRT.
So the reason why I personally don't use public transport in Sri Lanka is, again, hygiene standards. It's quite bad. Like, I wouldn't want to sit in a public bus or an MRT. It's just impossible. I cannot do it unless I lose everything I have and I fall down as a person, and then I don't have a choice to use that. Yeah, then I will use it. But right now, I would never, because we have horrible hygiene standards. But then when you look at countries like Singapore, Japan, and even some parts of China, their MRT systems and their public transport is good, as well as their hygiene standards are great. So coming to your MRT system, how is it?
It's the MRT system. I guess you can't really compare it to the other public transportation system because you have different level. You have the sort of like the very low standard public transportation system that I don't think
first class, second class,
would
third
even
class.
step.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
something like that. Okay. Like you have this little minibus that basically goes from places to places. I don't think you can sit in that in those cars. I can, but yeah, like hygiene standard is just not there. But then the MRT system, in terms of a system, it's better because the system we're adopting is actually from Japan. So we're trying to adapt that sort of system. There's still some plus and minus, yeah, because people are people. Indonesian people, their behavior are not like Japanese people. You tell them to, you tell them to, stand in line and queue for something, and they would just, But you have securities, you have officers on the MRT system that basically trying to, what do you call make them follow the rules. So so it's crowd control, like, so it's a better system, and I take the MRT. It's nice. I like it. I can go to cinemas.
Maybe it's nice because it's new, and if the government continues to maintain its standards, it would remain that way. But I've noticed a trend in third world countries: when something is new, it's clean, it's nice, and you get a certain class of people who would use these facilities. But as time passes, there is a drop in management and budget allocation in budgets and blah 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 blah, and then it just goes to shit. You have that pattern in New Zealand, in Indonesia.
Of course. It's a third world country. we have that pattern, but it's slowly getting better. Like now, especially with social media,
Mhm.
so people can actually complain and then
Yeah.
put that on social media. So in that sense, and then you also have apps now where you can have citizen complaints and everything. So it's slowly getting better.
So the
Like
authorities are pressured to take action.
yes, to take
Okay.
action exactly. So there is some improvement there, but there's still too many people in this small country, like 260 million people with a
Wow, that's a
country that's
lot, man.
basically in with a country that's basically an island nation.
Mm.
It's crazy. Like Jakarta alone, I think we have shit. Can I remember? Is it 12 or 16 million people?
Wow.
If you compare it to New Zealand, what
Oh, New
four
Zealand's
million?
got like 5 now, right? Almost 5.
Yeah. Iceland have what 400,000. So yeah, it's crazy. People
I
like to
can
make
imagine.
babies here.
Yeah, looks like that.
Either they like to make babies or they don't know that condom exists.
They seem sexually active.
Yeah, no, because I mean it's not about that as well. There's this culture in Indonesia where if you have a lot of kids,
It's
it's a lot of
blessing.
blessings.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's like a more Muslim kind of mentality, right? Make
Yeah,
the
yeah,
kids.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, it's maybe it makes sense for 200 years ago, but not now. I
Now
think
it's a
at the
problem.
moment now it's a problem. Now you got to make less babies.
Yeah.
We don't have as much as resources as we do. We
Well,
in this
uh,
last 100 year, we have managed to fuck the world, man,
badly. Yeah, in style.
badly.
Yeah. I'm worried for my kids, but then I'm trying to maintain that positive vibe as you mentioned. So I'm trying to get rid of those kind of thoughts. But at the same time, you're kind of worried like where your kids are heading because once our time is out, how are they going to face the world? I mean, we can't do anything about it apart from preparing them for whatever obstacles or challenges they may have to face. But like, aren't you concerned? At least to an extent.
Of of course, I'm concerned. Like even like my love of diving, right?
Mm.
I'm even that small sort of example. Like I'm just sad. I'm totally horrified of the fact that will my daughter when she grows up can she actually experience what I'm experiencing right now?
Yeah.
Because everything is basically declining. Like corals are dying, fish are disappearing. We are killing like hundreds of species daily
Mm.
just by our action, just by our unaction. So by our no action. So yeah, I mean, there's a level of fear there, of course. Like what sort of world am I leaving for my daughter, and
Mm.
then even like my wife, we had the conversation as, do you want another baby? And I'm always like in between. Like I love babies, man. I love little kids. Like
Yeah.
I do want them, but at the same time, it's like, do we really want one? Like
Mm.
this world is just getting fucked up. But you know, I don't think because I don't think you can focus yourself in that sort of realm because it'll just fuck with your brain. You get depressed, and
True.
then in the
I
end,
mean,
it's all about
we can't live
yeah.
in the
It'll
future,
just
right?
yeah. You can't live in the future. What you have is just the present and now. So basically, do whatever, like you said, prepare them
W-
for
This is what
the world, prepare them.
I do. Like I try to share my knowledge and wisdom and
Yeah,
experience with the kids. I'm extremely transparent with them. They're really young, but they understand things because that's how I have raised them. So I'm pretty black and white about the world and how the future may or may not be. And I'm doing what I can to help them survive the future because for sure it's going to be different in a good way or a bad way. I don't know how.
yeah, of course. That's the only thing we can do as a parent, man. In the end of the day, as they grow up, it'll be their life, and
True.
they would have to face the music. Not us. We can only prepare them with knowledge. We can only prepare them with the things that we can have a bit of control with.
Yeah.
But life will takes its own journey in the end.
True. So, shall we bring it to an end? I don't want to end it, but
yeah, bro.
let's give it a.
Me too.
So I really appreciate the time that you gave me. This is like our second attempt. We did a test last week,
yeah.
but this one went really well.
Yeah, we did.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too, man. Vice versa. I hope I didn't offend anyone. It was just me speaking myself.
We were being realists, right? We were not being racists or intending on offending. But then sometimes when you try to, express yourself and maintain transparency, you are going to end up offending someone, and we can't do anything about it. All we can do is apologize in advance. So,
yeah. True.
So, yeah, man, thanks a lot for your time. And I'm looking forward to have you
of course,
back in the show.
Anytime.
Yeah. It was excellent. I think
for sure.
We made an interesting session. And I want to thank the listeners for tuning in and, tuning in with the Martenstyn encounter. And thanks, man. Thank you, Bona Palma.
Thanks, brother.
And
thank you,
soon,
Ray.
Bro.
Thanks, everyone. I'll see you soon, brother.